Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Rob Van Dam, listen to True Heel Heat. Pow!
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat.
Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o para la calle. Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 64, A Dangerous Alliance, discussing the biggest Monday Night Raw of the year, the Raw After WrestleMania, and boy, oh boy, did it feel like a Raw after WrestleMania, because Triple H had to answer to his fraud allegations after the two-night event. But we are here to discuss it all. And of course, I am joined here by my esteemed colleagues. First up, he is the face and the ace of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. He's been here 3 days straight. I think his record for the year so far. 3 days straight, now 4 days straight, doing live streams for you on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel with 2 nights of WrestleMania and last night's Raw After WrestleMania watch party. He is the one and only Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you doing?
Doing good, bro. And now, just like Roman Reigns, I go on vacation. 4 days straight. Back to vacation.
Oh man, when's the next time they're gonna see you now?
Hey, maybe we do something for the draft Thursday night on the Sports and Entertainment Channel.
Such a long vacation.
Yes.
One day.
Whole day and a half vacation.
I mean, that's longer than me. I said I was like I'll probably take a vacation after WrestleMania. Then I realized that there's like two shows this weekend that I have to preview. So it's like no, so much for that. But someone who has been joining us every week on the road to WrestleMania here on Rated Raw Review and was also joining us on the WrestleMania watch parties. He is the resident True Hill alcoholic and sneaker collector, Top Guy JJ. How are you doing?
Good enough to be here. That's something. I'm good enough to be here. Had a successful procedure yesterday. We got additional battle scars. I'm not sure if the camera would catch it, so I'm not sure if it would be just wise to act. It's literally like I had like it was a non-dangerous, so it wasn't like cancerous or anything like that. It had like a tumor in the back of my head. So now I got an extra mouth on the back of my head right now for the people that talk shit behind me, so you could get cursed out from front and back. So it's like a little mouthpiece basically sitting back there right now. Just so
you're gonna be even louder. You're gonna be even louder than usual.
I take war scars for the True Hill Heat crew. So I don't know if y'all can catch
that. Yeah, we caught it. Look at that. Look at that. This is like the old school stitches when
I just let you know it's actually not stitches. It's skin glue.
Man.
So, yeah. So no fucking for 48 hours.
Wow.
Ah, damn. God damn. But we appreciate you joining us today, and we're very, very happy you had a good procedure. Glad to see you.
I felt much better than I thought I was gonna feel. So I was like, okay, cool. All right. So we should be good. And I woke up this morning, I was like, all right. Because yesterday I felt like I got hit by a bat. Yesterday I felt like somebody struck me in the head with a bat.
Now I feel bad. I was talking all that shit about you on the review yesterday. So bad. I kind of feel bad.
Listen.
I don't. I love you. I love you, but I'm happy you're here.
That's classic, man. It's classic shit, man. Like, listen, somebody had to stand up for Romeo, and somebody also had to let others know that, listen, this ain't the only person that, SP decides to, pick at whenever he chooses to.
No, you did. You started becoming Triple H. Like, don't be a critic, be a fan. I'm talking to the critic, who's the fan. I was like, what? I was like, Paul Levesque. Wait, when did you abduct JJ's body? You literally called. He was like, I'm not talking to the fan anymore. I'm talking to.
Appreciate the wishes, like, y'all. Appreciate the wishes, guys. Appreciate it for real. But
yes.
Sunday was so funny because I felt like I was talking. This felt like I was talking to the general manager on the computer. So I was having a war with the computer. So I was like, fuck it, let's take this shit and run with it. Let's run with it.
I literally told Romeo, I was like, I had half the mind to jump on, but it's 4 a.m. here, so I couldn't. I just had to talk my
I kept trying. I was like, I'm gonna get this nigga to come on. I was like, I know it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I know it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, but I was like, he is gonna be in the doghouse. He gonna be probably put out of his place because if that woman hears him up yelling back and forth on a podcast at 5 a.m., he is gonna have to find a new life.
It's crazy. Pull back the curtain a little bit. I don't know if she's gonna be watching this, but if she is, I love you, babe, because it was funny. Thursday, I did the Collision post show over on Fightful, and I literally told her this beforehand. I was like, I'm gonna do the Collision post show. So the Collision post show was like 3 a.m. It went until like 4:30 a.m. over here, and I guess like she forgot, and she goes to the bathroom. at like 4 a.m. and she hears me saying like on the podcast, because I'm there with Cresta, I'm like, I got to keep my volume down because I don't want to get in trouble with my missus. And she heard me and she thought I was on the phone with somebody cheating on her.
Oh,
I mean, one, I don't blame her for shit. I don't blame her for shit.
Oh man.
So, Mrs., you were right 100% because this nigga saying I gotta keep my voice down because I don't want the missus to hear me. I know what we're talking about, babe. I'm pulling up.
It was so funny. It popped me so much the next day.
I only got like 2 hours before her and the kids wake up. I gotta be quick.
Yeah, did you enjoy that? I enjoyed that too. We just talking about a match.
That's the thoughts that's spinning. That's the thoughts that's spinning. While all this man is telling you, this man is talking about wrestling.
I'm talking about collision.
Yo, the meme came true with girls, what guys are doing at 2 a.m. Or he's probably talking to other girls, and what he's actually doing is talking to the fellas about wrestling.
I'm talking about wrestling at 4 o'clock in the morning. But yes, I had to give you that little anecdote, that little funny story, because I thought it was hilarious. So I had to share it. Yes. Appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. You guys have been awesome this week. All the support across our all of our content. We did 8 straight days of more than one stream, more than one video here on the channel for WrestleMania week. And I thank the crew. I told them great job, everyone involved, including the two right here, Top Guy JJ that joined us for a couple of streams, Romeo, who did great work on the watch parties. But I also got to thank all of you who support us, sending those super chats, sending that love in the live chat, and supporting us by watching all the content that we did this week. So we greatly appreciate you for what was a tremendous and fulfilling WrestleMania week over here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. So we're going to end it off strong. WrestleMania week, put a bow on it with today's Rated Raw review, even though, yes, I'll be doing more content throughout
the train. Don't stop.
The train don't stop.
Train don't stop.
Just like they said, off season, all of 12 hours.
Yep, I got a stack. I was like, man, my off season's gonna last like 12 minutes. I got a stack of papers.
Yo, my man put the headset down. Next stack of papers just fell right at the table. It's like,
did you see the picture online? It had nothing but blank papers. Like, at least put like one line.
Look like, yeah.
Nah. You know what? That's calculated smart, because you know what the fuck they would have did. People would have screenshot it and zoomed in. They would have zoomed. They would have zoomed on that.
That is true.
So they would have zoomed and be like, "Oh shit, I know what's happening now for the next 3 weeks."
It should have at least said like top secret or classified on the front page.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
For Triple H's eyes only.
But yes, if you're in the live chat, join the conversation. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you can send a super chat donation. I already see we got a couple of in the chamber to talk about last night's Monday Night Raw. And I just want to put out this disclaimer first off the bat, because I told you guys yesterday in our group chat, and I said it earlier today on In the Weeds. This is why we have to criticize and bully Triple H, because then we get greatness. Because last night's Monday Night Raw lapped 2 nights of WrestleMania, in my opinion. I don't know about y'all.
This was the first time this felt like a Raw After Mania in about 5 years.
I would say more than that, bro.
I'm just
5 years ago was the pandemic.
That's just immediate thinking. It's just more like immediate thinking.
I think it's like nearly a decade.
It's probably longer than that.
No, I thought about it earlier when I was on In the Weeds. The last time it really felt like a Raw After WrestleMania, JJ, it's the birthplace of True Hill Heat. It's WrestleMania at the Raw After WrestleMania 33 with the Roman segment. That's the last time.
Yeah. Wow, almost 9 years. 9 years. Yeah.
Yep. We got.
That's what a Raw After Mania should be.
Absolutely. It should have
I
that
could almost
energy.
argue that they did too much. I could argue that if anything, I would say that.
There was a part that would have made me say that, and thank God it did not happen.
All right, remember that so you could bring it up later.
No, I have two things on this show, because everything on this show, they had a moment or something that mattered. But I agree, that's a great assessment, Romeo. They did a little too much, because some stuff, if you think about it for 5 minutes, it doesn't make any sense. So I do agree with you, and I will remember what I'm talking about there. Eric Isaac, he says,
I see Volup's comment too. I mean, but sometimes it could be because it's like you're unloading the entire clip. Like, you can't unload the entire clip on one show and then you get a bunch of mess shit for the next 2 months. You got to save some shit in the chamber. You got to keep some shit in the chamber.
Yeah, I felt like this was one of those episodes that they could have saved and they could have drawn some stuff out, but they didn't. And some of it doesn't make sense. But overall, awesome show. Eric Isaac says, hey, THH fam, last night's Raw After Mania was evil. Outshines good with the Joker, Seth, the Penguin, Heyman, and Bane, Bron standing tall at the end over Batman, Roman, and Robin Punk. I love that. I mean, Punk. To back up Eric, Punk was booked like he was Robin. To be fair, he got nothing in. He just got bitched out in that final segment.
Come on, man. It's Batman and Batman, according to CM Punk. ain't no fucking Robin.
Well, you stand next to the tribal chief. Everybody's a fucking Robin.
Everybody. CM Punk and not gonna settle for no damn Robin.
Oh, we got
Superman. He'll be Superman. That's what
he ain't gonna settle for Mega Powers either.
We got Jeremy Orr who says, great Raw, love Breaker with this group. Absolutely agree there. We got Bell in the chat. Thank you, Bell, for joining us. Said, hey everyone, still don't like how Bayley was left off of Mania, but I can at least get it now. Becky attacked Bayley and they're gonna feud over the IC title. Ultimately, Becky should put over Lyra, though. That shit made no sense. That's one of the things that made no sense. Think about it for 5 minutes. That whole Becky shit. That makes no sense.
Didn't even have to. Didn't even have to. Well, I mean, we're gonna get to it. But you know, there's that actually, you know, there's two. There's two things now. It's two things.
We got a Frantic World in the chat who says, what's up, guys, in chat? The Rock doing an interview and saying that he helped with the ticket sales for WWE Elimination Chamber is funny. Yeah, he said that Ari Emanuel hit him up to come to Elimination Chamber because their ticket sales had slowed down, so they needed something to boost it up. And he also admitted that he was the one that pulled himself from the build to WrestleMania because he wanted all the focus to be on the Rock and John Cena. I mean, on John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
You know what though? He wasn't wrong. You know, he wasn't wrong.
He was wrong because Travis Scott made the focus about him too.
I'm talking about the Elimination Chamber shit.
Oh, okay.
Because nobody was looking forward to Chamber really. He actually he gave Chamber something to look forward to. He did.
Yeah, he did. He did that. I do give him credit for that. Even though that first segment made no sense whatsoever, he did get
long, but
it did make it more interesting overall as a show. We also got Chilling with Chase. Thank you so much, Chase, for all the support you gave us throughout the week and being our live correspondent in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. He says, prayers up. JJ just got tumors removed too. Now on chemo pills, will make a full recovery. I am glad to hear that. Glad to hear my brothers are doing well.
There we go. True Hill Heat fam fighting. We some fighters. We some war dogs.
Absolutely. We got Nathaniel Crenshaw. He said he saw the Rock interview. Well, yeah, the Rock interview was one of the greatest PR spins that I've seen in quite some time. He was just and then shitting on Triple H about the main event of WrestleMania. He said, I like the finish. There was just some things I would have finessed a little bit better. I would have had the Rock appear.
That's one thing I would have done. Yeah. That's how I would have finessed it. Rock. Jeez.
Listen, always gonna be rivals. No matter how great of business partners they are, they always gonna be rivals to some extent.
I was like, damn, Triple H, how that bus feel? I was like, I put on Twitter right before we went live. I was like, how is Triple H gonna blame this on the fans? He's gonna blame the fans for this.
Hey, listen, you know what though? I appreciate The Rock for keeping the same energy though. He keeps the same energy. He ain't never gonna give Triple H all the credit.
So Triple H, he said he was going to forget some names in his Hall of Fame speech. He sure as hell forgot The Rock's name.
That's probably why he threw his ass under the bus, acting like The Rock wasn't a big part of his rise.
That's true. You should be thanking The Rock.
Like how you have an hour and 8-minute speech and not even mention that man's name once.
He mentions his two other great rivals in Foley and Austin, but didn't mention Rock.
Yeah. So yeah, rightfully so. Yeah.
How that bus very felt. Closely with very closely.
How that bus felt.
Oh, we got
this must have been The Rock pissy about that. It's just like, you know what, God, I can't. I'm out. I'll just watch.
Chilling with Jay says, for JJ being a beast. Absolutely. Love that. Love all the support in the chat for JJ as well. You got I Make Beats taking a shot at me saying SP3 creeping at 4 a.m. That's what she thought. But I'm faithful. Black man don't cheat. Represent.
Oh, of course.
Represent.
SP was sliding in them DMs.
Talking about collision, like, hey, baby, you saw that match with Nick Wayne and Commander? Oh, we got another super chat donation from Balab, who says, well wishes to JJ and Chase. Stay safe, stay healthy, good brothers. Thank you so much, Balab.
Right.
Always one
Appreciate
of our
big
supporters in the chat.
Real.
We also got Vala with another super chat donation. Thank you once again, Vala, who says, Dwayne is like a natural disaster, man. He comes in, says/does shit, and changes everything. Yeah. He really, and he basically admitted that he did want to turn Cody heel in that interview. He admitted that. Yeah, he admitted that he wanted to see how the fans would respond to that as an option.
A stupid idea. Yeah.
They didn't execute it. They think of everything. So they didn't execute it. Good job by them. They made the right decision.
Yeah, they did. They did at the end of the day. But thank you guys for the super chat donations. A bunch of people in the chat. We got Frantic World saying the free Bailey. It was revealed Bailey did an interview with Chris Van Vliet where she admitted that and confirmed that she has a year and a half left on her deal, which would take her to basically the fall or winter of 2026.
Bailey ain't going nowhere.
She'll resign.
I don't. I see her. She's too loyal. She's one of those Seth Rollins people who just are too loyal to WWE, despite them not always treating them the best.
But I think they got something in store for her based off what we saw at night 2 and last night.
Yeah, that was
something good.
Okay. We got Pluggo who says we got Pluggo in the chat. Thanks. I was like, okay. All right. We got Pluggo.
You're right. It is Becky Hogan, so she's probably going over. You're right.
No.
You're right.
No. It's because she's Bailey James. She is Bailey Neidhart. She is the new era of Mickie James and Natalya all rolled into one. The most disrespected female on this roster. They are treating her like on that level where they're great. All the fans know they're great, but WWE doesn't seem to push them like they're great. That's why. It's not Becky. Anything to do with Becky.
We decide how great she is.
Pluggo says so much handsome on the screen right now. Thank you, Pluggo, always with the compliment. And he also says, "What a Raw after Mania, friends! It finally felt like a damn Raw after Mania. It's like I said about the 2-night WrestleMania. This was the weakest of Triple H's booked WrestleManias 2-night events out of the 3 that he's done so far. But this was by far the best Raw after WrestleMania that Triple H has booked."
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
But let's get into it. Davion says, "Bruh said Bailey James, I'm dead." I'm just saying, yo. Like I said it on our review. I think on Saturday or no, on Sunday. I was like, she's basically got a lifetime achievement award by winning the 2024 Royal Rumble and then winning at WrestleMania 40. That was her lifetime achievement award. One more ride in the sunset, and now we're putting you out the pasture.
Bro said lifetime achievement award.
It's like, thanks for your service. We appreciate you. So let's get into the Raw after WrestleMania 41. We had the crowd. Of course, we were in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Romeo, what did you think about the crowd last night on Raw?
Well, they had a lot to be excited about, so good job by the crowd.
JJ?
Yeah, very solid. Very, very solid crowd. Good United States crowd, Vegas, but that's Raw after Mania energy, like if you ain't coming for energy for that, then don't go. But that they got plenty of reasons to show energy and give that passion. So yeah, good show and good crowd. So, 1 + 1 = 2 sometimes.
Exactly.
Well, there's one mistake the crowd makes, though. It's like,
oh God,
the continued cheers for Seth Rollins. Like, oh my God, the beginning of the show when they showed him arriving.
I knew that was it.
When you're gonna say it,
infatuational hate with Seth Rollins' song is actually kind of cute.
Not even with the song. In the beginning, they show the vehicle. Paul Heyman steps out. Boo!
Like, dude.
Boo! Seth Rollins steps out. Yay! What?
Do you just hate that he's this much more over than Charlotte or something?
No. This is nothing personal. There's nothing personal against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a bad guy. He did a heelish act aligning with Heyman. Heyman gets booed. Why doesn't Seth get booed too by association?
Cena, and when SP talks about it, I want to hear your explanation for that.
What about Cena?
John Cena got cheers at WrestleMania.
Cheers at WrestleMania. Cheers on Raw. A "We Are Sorry" chant.
That was funny.
They apologized to him.
I'll give him credit. That was funny.
You want to ask? I mean, he's gonna get into it, but what the fans are gonna be fans. Fans are gonna fan.
Keep the same energy. I agree. There was a 4-minute video package recapping the wonderful WrestleMania weekend. It included a lot of headlines, including from my very own Sports Illustrated. Shout out to the team. Also, you had ESPN stating that the event added to Las Vegas' rise as a premier sports city, which is kind of questionable. Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins arrived at T-Mobile Arena together, like Romeo just mentioned. We also see Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch, who were defending their newly won tag team titles on the show against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. We also see the Judgment Day arrive together, minus Finn Balor, and Jey Uso was shown receiving a big pop from the fans. Then we got quiet in the arena as the music of the new undisputed WWE champion John Cena hit. Serious face Cena came out. We get a huge fireworks display went off as he posed with his undisputed WWE championship. Cena gets into the ring and he asks his ring announcer Mark Shanonk into the ring as Alicia Taylor has the night off, and he gives him a piece of paper before whispering in his ear. Shanonk was told that his introduction was deemed disrespectful So he read a new introduction about Cena, calling him the greatest of all time and the last real champion, John Cena, which got a big ovation from the live crowd in Las Vegas. Cena said that winners write history, and the fans were not worthy. They bullied him on Friday, but now that he had the gold, they cheered. He was not suddenly going to forgive them. That's not how a functional relationship works. Cena told the fans to go to hell, and they owed him an apology, but they lacked the courage to give it. That was greeted with "We are sorry" chants. He called tonight's show the sacred ticket because this is the night they get to hijack the show, but they've gone soft. At first, I did hear some fans saying we aren't sorry, and then Cena called them the sorriest lowlifes he's ever seen, and then they said we are sorry. Then the fans called him an asshole while he told them that they don't mean anything to him. He wasn't impressed with their chants because they've called him so much worse over the last 25 years, and it never cracked. They didn't mean anything to him. The only thing that mattered was the number on the screen, and it read 36 dates. He says 36 dates, and he was gone. The number began in the new year, and that number has gone down now. He says, what has it been? It's been Los Angeles, Indianapolis, Toronto, Brussels, Glasgow, Scotland, London, England, Las Vegas. So now the number is down to 27 dates. He says after this weekend shows, and that wasn't the number of matches he had left, only appearances. They thought he couldn't wrestle, but he doesn't have to wrestle.
Oh, I love this line.
When that number reached 0, the professional wrestling timeline stopped cold. He knew that the show would continue, but the title held by Bruno Sammartino, the title held by Roman Reigns for a record-breaking 4-year-long run, CM Punk, who blew a kiss at him as he stole it in Chicago, Triple H, the Game, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, all came home with him.
Sorry, Jey Uso. F your title, Jey Uso.
He was the last real champion in WWE, and he says winning the title was the hardest part, but the rest would be easy. The best they had to save themselves was Cody Rhodes. As soon as we heard Cody Rhodes, we get loud boo chant by a few people. And Cena called them heartless bastards.
Yes.
They put him on their shoulders a year ago as he finished his story, but they went back and forth between booing him and cheering him all weekend long. And that's what's wrong with them. That's also why Rhodes was outshone, out-wrestled, and destroyed last night at WrestleMania.
Out-wrestled. Oh, my God.
The truth was that no one in WWE who has the strength, speed, wisdom, or ruthless aggression of John Cena. Unlike them, Cena had a heart. So he wanted to do something nice. He invited the fans to pull out their cameras for not a 5-second pose, so they could take a picture of the last real champion. And as he's saying this, the legend killer, Randy Orton, appears behind him. As soon as Cena turns around, he yells "shit" as Orton catches him with an RKO. This is a brilliant shot here. This picture. This RKO picture is so good. Orton lays out Cena with the RKO, He then kneels down beside Cena and he picks up the WWE Championship and he poses with the title to give us a glimpse of what might be the future if these men do face at Backlash in St. Louis. But it pretty much has set it up here with this moment here to start off Monday Night Raw as Orton's music hits and the fans start to sing his song as he exits the ring. I thought Cena's promo here was probably one of his better ones as a heel. It feels like he's getting more comfortable in the role, and I love the fact they're using the dates as like a countdown clock for him as the champion. And it makes me, it did that, just them presenting that did give me the feeling. I was like, oh, they might wind this down to the end of the year because this is like a countdown clock of like your doom for the fans. This is like, oh, how is going to be appearances for 27 appearances. He's going to show up. It was Ali Davis on Wrestle Talk who came up with the best idea that I've heard, where he said we should have one show where Cena just comes out, picks up the mic, drops it, and walks away, and the countdown clock goes down one number. That would be such a great idea to get heat. That's his appearance. He just came out, does his entrance, hoists the clock, it goes down, and he leaves. Doesn't say a word because he said it's appearances. He doesn't have to wrestle. He doesn't even have to talk. It's so good. It's so good. It's such a sublime piece of booking, and Orton coming out makes all world of sense. That's why most of us were saying with Cena winning, the logical first challenger is Randy Orton one more time. But unfortunately, after that main event at WrestleMania 41, I don't think this is going to be good, because if Cody Rhodes can't get anything out of you, and that was a slow plotting matchup, you want to see slow and plotting? Randy Orton and John Cena were slow and piling in 2009. I can imagine in their mid to late 40s, it's not going to be any better than that.
Vintage.
Romeo, what do you think about this segment with Cena's promo and Orton appearing for the RKO?
I agree a lot with your takes. I love this presentation of John Cena, the last real champion. I love how they've stripped away all the color from his, entrance and logos and all that. It's just black and white, basic Microsoft Word font. I liked him going at the crowd. I felt like that's the direction it should have been, because he actually made a lot of good points with talking about the crowd and how they turned on Cody and booed him and cheered Cena. And I agree with you. I like the countdown with the dates. That's cool. And Randy Orton, I'm glad they didn't save it for Friday, because I know he's advertised with Friday too, so I thought this was going to happen on Friday. Yeah, but I'm glad they did it on Monday. And yeah, I was thinking the same things as you about their Backlash match, because no hope. So after what I saw Sunday night, this is gonna be John Cena's farewell tour, where we just look forward to the dates where he talks, and then we just have to survive the matches. Like, we have to endure and survive. Like, with the promos are what we're gonna look forward to the most during this farewell tour. It's just the way it's gonna be. Like you said, if Cody Rhodes can't do it, Randy Orton's damn sure not going to do it. And you're going to be hard pressed to find somebody on this roster, if Cody Rhodes can't do it, to get Cena to do like a match we can enjoy. Like, that was not enjoyable match on Sunday at all. No. So
I'm not even looking forward to the Punk match anymore.
Yeah, I mean, from these Cena matches, like, the best part is going to be the crowd. The best part. Yeah. The in-ring is not, it's going to be tough. Unless you do some sort of gimmick match, maybe you get a better chance, maybe, but I don't know.
JJ, what did you think about this opening segment?
It was good. It was really good. I love just the basicness of it. I just love how simplistic he makes it all. Like, he did what he said he was going to do. He has the title. He's rubbing it in your face of what he's going to do and the dates that he has left, so you can't see him anymore.
I see what you did there.
And it's really, really good. Like, it's good. And I am looking forward to every build, but I'm not looking forward to any match. It's just what it was. Like, that's literally what it's for like Mania. I was like, yo, he's literally doing what he said he's gonna do. He's giving you shit. Like, he's giving you absolutely nothing on a farewell tour. Like, you are getting, it's like to the point where it's like he's really not even like trying.
He's gonna ruin pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's
his words,
and it works with exactly what his.
But it's no excuse for that bad of a Mania.
No,
I'm not gonna use kayfabe terms as an excuse for a shit main event.
The man is ruining wrestling, and that's exactly what he's attempting to. But this is why, to me, it makes so much sense, because we're gonna bash all of these matches that he's the champion in. He is gonna make that championship title suffer while it's in his hands. Like, how fucking cynical is that? That the man isn't even gonna try and have a good match. He's just gonna win them and leave. Like, it's bad for TV, but it is true to his word. So that's what
he's like. We can't call him a liar. That's what you're saying.
And that's all. You can't call him a liar. Like, he's not gonna sit there and tell him, I'm gonna ruin wrestling and then try to give you bangers. No. He's staying the course. If he's doing that, he's gonna give you 2-star matches, kick him in the nuts, and retain.
That's actually exactly what I gave that main event of WrestleMania. I gave it 2 stars.
Like, that's what you're gonna get, and all you got to do is literally just enjoy the builds, because once this match starts, he is gonna give you double axe handles. He's gonna give you chin locks. He's going to give you wrist locks. He's going to give you bad executed wrestling, and he's going to win the match.
It's going to be bad.
Like, I just find it hilarious because of how much it's going to upset people when they start to grade matches. Because this is so purposeful.
The builds better be good. The builds better be good.
I'm surprised the man is still coming out to music. Like, I'm surprised he's just not coming out with the black screen and John Cena.
I mean, Eric saying heel Cena versus face Orton gonna cook hard in St. Louis next month at Backlash. Cooking shit? I never heard of that. Why would you cook shit? Why would you take a shit on the frying pan and cook it?
That shit is gonna be raw with no seasoning.
It's gonna burn the kitchen down.
That shit is gonna be a Rocky Balboa dinner.
Get the fire extinguisher. It's gonna burn the kitchen down.
Oh my god! I make beats says I've never been excited. No, he said I've never been excited for Cena versus Orton until now. Why?
I mean, it's a bad time to get excited.
Do not have high hopes.
But it's gonna be good to see them back and forth on TV. Like, the exchange, the exchange work is gonna be fine. But they
have a lot to talk about.
But V versus, nah. I'm looking forward to the Orton and Cena build.
Yes.
But when it comes to May 10th in St. Louis, the best thing about that entire match is going to be the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
The crowd is actually going to cheer for the babyface this time. At least there's that.
Wow.
You'd hope. He had on some Travis Scotts, so Cena wore the best kicks of his entire career. He's just like, fuck everything, yo. I'm dressing fly now. Because before, he just wore some hokas and some fucking bum ass like reject Asics and didn't give a fuck. Now my man is popping out of Travis.
Gotta love it. Jeremy Orr asking a very good question. How does Cody recover from that Cena loss? Was right. I mean, how does recover from that Cena was right? I don't know, because it's not just him losing to Cena. It's the way he lost to Cena. He looked like a chump, and they totally forgot any type of character development that he had in literally the feud before WrestleMania. The whole point of the feud with Kevin Owens was, can he go to that dark side? Can he go to that aggressive side and take the means that it takes to take down Owens? And he did that, and then decided not to do that against Cena.
John Cena softened him.
I mean, I guess into terms, he has respect for Cena.
Yeah.
But like Cody it will take time though, but Cody will recover from it eventually. But boy, he's got a hill to climb now. He lost in a very bad match, and he lost to one guy, because I'd be damned if I count Travis Scott as assistants. He lost to one guy, and there was nothing, no bells and whistles. He lost to his own doing. Like, he could have taken Cena out, retained the championship, sent that man packing, and said goodbye from the WWE with no strap. But you know what? I want to beat you with the crossroads. I would have beat you fair and square. And now Cena kicked you in the gonads for that shit and said, go fuck yourself, and then beat you with the title that you didn't want to hit him with. Like, yeah, Cody, you got some work to do. But, listen, matches, don't look forward to them. Builds, look forward to them.
Yeah, it's funny because you gotta distract Cody like for a lot of months this year, because I still think Cody's gonna be Cena's last match. That's how he gets his revenge. He ends Cena. But you gotta do some stalling to get there. You gotta give some obstacles for Cody. I think the first one, if you had to ask me, will be Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre's gonna be like, I'm the one that deserves a title shot now, not you. And they'll fucking feud.
I can see that. That actually makes sense. I would love for it to be like Cody comes out to cut his promo on SmackDown, and then Aleister Black comes in and kicks his head off. Just redo the AEW feud. Just do that.
People would be there for that.
He'd probably be one of the guys, though. Yeah.
Give Cody some distance for a little while. Yeah.
Don't need a lot of guys to distract him.
Cody's been in the spotlight literally for about 2.5 years. So it's all right to give him a bit of a break.
Yeah. Volop says Randy versus Cena will be WWE's Cope versus Mox from Revolution. Thank you so much, Volop, for the super chat donation. Yeah, because freaking Cope and Mox, they at least got a good matchup. But what did that take? It took Moxley getting stabbed in his back.
Yeah, like that ain't happening to either Cena or
Randy. Nope.
Not even remotely close to that. Like, not even remotely close. We might not even see blood during this feud.
The finish is what really pissed people off with Cobra Mox. I don't think you're going to have that problem here with Randy and Cena. But the match is going to be bad. It's going to be worse.
You're not going to have that problem because Cena's just going to win basic and dirty.
Yeah. No one's expecting Randy to
win. This is gonna be such 80s, 90s Ric Flair championship wins.
It's gonna be a night off.
Hollywood Hogan. It's Hollywood Hogan to a T. I literally went back and watched it after y'all met. I think it was the chat mentioned it on Sunday. I went back and watched Hollywood Hogan beat the Giant at Hog Wild 1996 with a belt shot. Nash and Hall interfered, and then he hit him with the belt, and that's how he won.
Yeah, I was just like asking that. I was like, this got to be some sort of callback to something, because it was like, this is so basic. It's so copy paste of something else. And there you go. You hit it from like fucking damn near 30 years ago.
Doesn't work in 2025.
He's going to coast during these matches. Coast.
We got another super chat donation from Vala. Thank you so much, Vala, for all the support today.
Yes.
He says, my theory is that Cena going to stay this heel champ till his retirement match so that people will never want to see him back. And then he puts over somebody. He puts someone over. Yeah, I think that is the goal for Cena, is that he doesn't want anybody to be like, oh, we want him back or one more match. He wants to make sure that we never miss him.
You imagine getting 6 more months of this?
You said 6 more months. This is going till December.
So I'm just saying 6 more months. So we have May, June, July, August, September, October, because he's going to take a break during 2 of those months. So then you got November, December. Because you saw his schedule. I don't think he had a single show advertised for the entire month of July. His next show after June was straight to August, right before SummerSlam.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he stays his character all the way to the end. His last match, Cody Rhodes. The counter goes to 0. And then all the color returns, and he gets a standing ovation from the crowd. Then we get the old John Cena again. Then the heel John Cena's dead.
He wants a Hollywood ending.
Yeah.
Yep. We got I make beats who explains I'm just used to Cena at this point. It's just wild to see a 2025 heel run from him. Matchup with Orton might only have 8 moves, but I'm here for it. Okay.
I mean, it's gonna have more than 8 moves, but it's gonna be wrist locks and double axe handles and like clothesline.
Yeah. Davion said it's gonna be a 1950s wrestling match. Yeah. Because
Y'all starting to get it. Y'all starting to get the drift of what we're about to get.
Y'all getting it. We also got Davion.
By the way,
says,
I'm sorry. How did John Cena's STFU get worse?
Yo, it got better at Elimination Chamber, and then he turned heel, and it got worse.
Oh man,
that man wasn't even trying.
I'm gonna give you the bare minimum.
Literally.
There we go. We got Jeremy Orr who says, "How is Cody a top guy now? He's soft. I mean, he's still a top guy. He's gonna be like Romeo said. He's gonna recover from this. It's just gonna take some time.
He's gonna recover. I mean, geez, like
Cody's no stranger to losing the first battle and winning the war, you know."
Yeah.
And that would make him not a good champion if he doesn't recover from losses.
Yeah.
He can't only be a winner. Like, he can't, like, that's just not how wrestling works. Like we've said this for months and months. Cody will be a multiple-time champion, but in order for that to happen, he has to lose it.
Exactly.
His first ever championship run was more than a year.
Yeah.
Like,
that doesn't happen a lot.
Good.
Nope.
Like, he's good.
Won't happen for Jay.
He will be fine.
Oh, it definitely won't happen for Jay. I just love this photo here. This is a perfect RKO photo.
Here. Jay's run might be. I think Cody's was 378 days. You just remove one of those numbers, and that might be
You might be right there.
And it's likely removing the 8 instead of the 3. Yeah.
I love the fact that Cena said we bullied him into getting a hair transplant. I'm glad he did. I was like, I think I said on Twitter, he either, or in the chat when y'all were watching, I was like, he either got a great comb over or he got hair transplants, and he admitted he got hair transplants.
Good. I mean, the fuck, you're on camera, bro.
Yo, for real, you can't be doing this all the time like he would do in all of his matches over the last couple of years. About damn time. We get Gabriel Glacius, Fluffy is in the crowd. Rana Banti is in the crowd, as well as the guys from the Pat McAfee show. More on them in a bit. Also in the crowd, we see Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan. They face the winners of our next matchup for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships on tonight's NXT. And we get the music of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and they are challenging the new champions, Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, who come out to Becky's music. The heels beat up on Lyra throughout an early commercial break, but Becky comes in for the hot tag as soon as they return from break. Morgan caught her with a code breaker, but Lynch is able to block the Oblivion and hits the manhandle slam for a near fall. This won the match at WrestleMania, so it was a good sign of what was about to happen as Rodriguez broke up the cover. Lynch and Valkyria tried a double superplex on Rodriguez, but Morgan comes out of nowhere, hits a sunset flip powerbomb onto Becky, and then Raquel hits a big, massive super powerbomb on Lyra for a near fall. At this point, everyone's down, and the fans start chanting, "This is awesome." Lyra hits a tornado DDT. She muscles up Morgan and hits the Nightwing on her, but Rodriguez puts her foot on the bottom rope. Lynch and Morgan brawled on the outside before Valkyria dropped Morgan with a baseball slide. Raquel came in, smashed Lyra with a big boot right to the face, hit her clean with that one. She gets a near fall there. Raquel powerbombed Morgan on top of Lyra, but Lyra dumped Rodriguez out from the ring after getting her knees up. Lyra then tried to get Morgan. Morgan tried to hit Lyra with the Oblivion, but she sets her up for the Nightwing. But Raquel grabbed Lyra to block her from doing it. Becky tried to make the save, but Raquel kicks her away. Then Lyra knocks Raquel off of the apron into Becky. Meanwhile, Liv comes from behind. She hits the Oblivion right on Lyra, planted her. Lyra took it like a DDT spot. That was like the best sell of the Oblivion that I've seen, best bump for the Oblivion that I've seen so far. And Liv gets the 1, 2, 3. Liv and Raquel are four-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, record-breaking 4th title reign. Raquel has 5 WWE Women's Tag Team title reigns in 3 years, which is a ridiculous number. Liv and Raquel regain the titles. They bring it back to the Judgment Day. Good matchup. I like the fact the story of the matchup towards the end was Lyra was fighting both women while Becky kept getting throated at every time she tried to help. It made Lyra look good despite taking the loss here. They now, Liv and Raquel will now defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley on NXT tonight. But the story was the post-match, as Becky and Lyra were visibly upset. Becky goes to pick up Lyra and help her up to her feet as Lyra is saying sorry and apologizing. She hugged her before dropping her with a big clothesline. Becky was livid at Lyra and attacked her a second time. Lyra was so shocked she didn't even defend herself. Lynch returned to the ring. You would think that she's coming in to basically apologize for getting too heated, but instead she hits consecutive manhandle slams. The crowd has no sympathy for Lyra at all and says, one more time, one more time, one more time. The people are cheering this because the people are just as much as moment merchants as WWE is. They pop for any moment that they get, and they got Becky Lynch turning heel here. So Becky obliges them and hits another manhandle slam to big cheers from the crowd. I like that this is a moment. I think that this would have made more sense in like 3 months from now. Like, I just hated this because it did not get the desired reaction that WWE probably wanted here, because you took no time to establish that Becky and Lyra were friends. But Lyra was here for like 1 month while Becky was still around after WrestleMania last year, where you basically told us, instead of showing us, that they were mentor and protege relationship because they're both from Ireland. Then Becky was gone for almost a year. She comes back, they team up, they win the titles, and you gave us no time to then get acclimated by them being together at all, and you turn her the next day? This is why the fans are chanting one more time and cheering for Becky. This should have been a big moment if you actually took the time to establish them as friends, establish them as partners. You took none of that time. You did this for a swerve of a moment, to have a moment in every fucking segment on this show. And this, I felt, was the most short-sighted booking decision on this entire show that I otherwise really liked. Romeo? I like that. I think the match was good as well. I think that it's very short-sighted, because you could have done this 2 to 3 months from now, and it would have had the desired reaction.
Yeah, I agree with you. The match was definitely enjoyable. I was stunned by the finish, the turn. Listen, I'm not surprised. Becky Lynch is a shitty friend. If you've been paying attention all these years, this is nothing new. Becky Lynch being a shitty friend. But I agree with SB3. Way too rushed. Way too rushed. Take your time. What is the rush? Tell a story. Let's see Becky and Lyra, go for a few months in the tag team division, taking on all comers. Her going to Tuesday night tonight and battling Gigi and Tatum. Let's see that. Like, establish.
And they have a story. Lyra and Tatum were friends from the NXT.
Yep, I agree. But I do disagree with you, though, that Whether you told it long-term story or short-term like this, I just can't see a crowd cheering Lyra over Becky. You'd have to work really, really, really hard, and I still don't think it'll work. I still think the crowd is going to cheer Becky Lynch over Lyra. I don't think a heel run for Becky is going to be successful unless it's against someone like Bayley, who is, established and over with the crowd. I think they could get around to cheering Bayley over Becky, but not Lyra. Not anytime soon. Not in my eyes.
That's fair. JJ?
Good match. Like, it was a fun match. It was fine. The match was okay. Yeah, great selling of the Oblivion. Like, that was like, Lyra is just getting so much better. And like she's already been really good in the ring, but you could just see how much better like weekly she's getting. Like, I just enjoy seeing her. Like, she's just really good at what she does.
She's a workhorse.
Everything else to me was just completely unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. Like, there's no rhyme or reason for what happened. Like, I wasn't shocked. I wasn't like, oh, I was just like, the fuck is this for? Like, it was pointless to me. Like, bro, Shorty's been back not even 24 hours. Like, what are we doing? Like, she don't even know this chick. Like, what was the sense in it? Like, it was just like, if you're gonna make a turn on somebody, at least enjoy a shred of success. And I guess the shred of success was just a single win the night before, and that was it. Like, you don't know. Like, I just thought it was just so rushed and half-assedly done. Like, I don't even like, it didn't even look like comfortable for like Becky until she got into like the second and third attack. Like, it was like, are we sure? Like, I just didn't like how nonsensical sudden it was. Like, it just didn't make sense. Like, there's no relationship there at all for a turn to happen. Like, y'all weren't even friends to begin with. Like, it just made so little sense to me. And I mean, yeah, the best part about it was the Vegas crowd, because they're a bunch of fucking marks, and they want to see people get beat up. So yeah, so regardless of when it was going to happen, yeah, I think the same crowd outcome would have taken place. I think no matter, I guess it would have happened 2 months, 3 months down the line, and it's like, all right, well, what's the difference? The difference is that these chicks just won. They just won them. Like, they don't have no chemistry with anybody else. Like, Bayley is now out for whatever reason, and now we're gonna have, I guess, a melted storyline that involves Becky attacking Bayley and blah blah blah. But damn, I could have let this shit rot until at least prior to Backlash, at least a few weeks. Like,
yeah,
24 hours is crazy.
SB3, do you know off the top of your head what are all like the 1-day reigns in WrestleMania history that somebody won a title and just lost it the next day on Raw?
I mean, the most prevalent one is Zack
Yeah.
Ryder from WrestleMania 32. I'm
Miz
trying to think.
Miz had another one too. WrestleMania 29. He lost it the next day.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was another one. Yeah, there's been a few. There's been a few throughout history, and that's why I wasn't too surprised that they were doing it, because they were so early
The
in
most
the
historical one was Kane, the 1-day champion.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's talking about win it at WrestleMania, though.
Mania,
And then
Mania,
Mania.
no, Miz and Zack Ryder are the ones that come to mind first.
Yeah, Zack Ryder is the most famous one, because that was like, just give him one big moment and then he loses the next night.
Yeah, because that's gonna be funny looking back on these two winning the tag titles. So looking back on it years from now, it's like, well, that lasted.
It's like
one
they
day.
literally just did that whole angle between the two women just for Becky to have an entrance at WrestleMania, and then they just said, "Fuck it, we're splitting them right away."
Yep.
They stat padding Liv and Raquel too. They got to stat pad at another reign.
So ridiculous. We got a super chat. We got a super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, great match, but you bring back Lynch at the expense of my girl just to turn Becky on Vaquer. For what, son? I mean, it's very baffling. It just doesn't make sense. I see Belle is trying to like make it sound good, but I'm sorry, Belle, it's not working. She says this is why I said the IC title would do a lot for her for Frey, for good for Frey and Bailey feud, because they are two of the bigger female stars on the roster. But
Becky.
Belle, you're ignoring the fact of we literally just saw this feud. We saw it like 18 months ago. They feuded for like 6 months. I'm good. I don't need to see it again. It's good. It's always gonna be better when it's Becky as the babyface and Bailey as the heel, because Bailey is a great heel and Becky is a great babyface. Becky turned into a great heel, but it took literally her whole entire run for her to do that up until like just before WrestleMania 38. Then she became a great heel, and she was able to be a great heel for like 4 months after that before they had to turn her back babyface. And Bailey is not pushed as a babyface. She's a great babyface, but she's not pushed as a babyface. So I don't think this feud is going to be great. It might do something for the Intercontinental title, because the Intercontinental title doesn't really matter. So two of the bigger female stars feuding over it makes it matter just a little bit. But I literally just saw it.
Yeah, I think they'll elevate the title at least a bit, but I think Becky probably takes this as like a personal challenge for her in her career, like to try and probably wants to make Lyra, because Lyra means a lot to her personally. Like she wants to do this. Boy, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to have this crowd turn on you, Becky. I wonder, do you wonder, with everything that happened at the end of the night, is Becky going to be inserted into all that?
I think they should. Because that's the only way you do this. You're going to do this in a different way than her previous heel run. And it's very rare that we have females in all male stables. Like Judgment Day is the exception, but like it was only good when Rhea was in it. Liv being in it, she's been good in the role, but the Judgment Day has been trash and been defined down to a mid-card to lower card stable overall. This is a main event stable that they built at the end of the night. So adding Becky would only add to the star power for it. So I think they should do that.
I think it would help Becky's chances of getting booed to get all that heat that group is going to generate. What do you think, JJ?
I like it, but the amount of popularity in that group, I think you might get kind of an opposite reaction. Because that's a lot of star power in one group. Like, that's a lot of star power. It would definitely work. Like, it would definitely work. They would probably win all the gold. Like, it would be at a point where you got to, if you're going to have a group that big, they would have to get draped in gold. So, like, that would be, like, how it would have to end up turning. Sorry, Jey Uso. Sorry, Lyra Valkyria. And sorry to whoever is holding the, who the fuck is the, Intercontinental champion right now?
Dominic.
Oh, it is Bron Breakker. Dominic. Dominic. Sorry. So yeah, sorry, Dom. I know you just won the title like 48 hours ago, but yeah. So it's gonna come at the expense of literally all of them, because they're all gonna end up. If they create a stable like that, they're all losing their titles. Like they're all losing them.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it is true. Next we saw the New Day. They walked through the backstage area and stopped for a moment, and they saw their good old friend who told them the right way to do this, Karrion Kross, the manipulator of worlds. During a commercial break, we get Chad Gable entered with American Made for a quick promo and said that Rey Mysterio faked an injury and he put over El Grande Americano. We also got shown the fact that this was the most socially viewed WrestleMania of all time, generating 1.1 billion social views across all their social platforms. Yes, WWE, a lot of people watch you. Congratulations. Then we get
Self-believing is a hell of a thing, man.
We get the New Day. Our new World Tag Team Champions are out. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods get on the mic and they say that they are the new WWE World Tag Team Champions. They kind of said it in a slower cadence than they would do with the hip swivels when they were baby faces. Xavier told us to get on our knees and thank God for the New Day. Kofi Kingston says that there were no team, alive or dead, who were better than them. This brings out the Alpha Academy.
Grown.
Bruh.
Grown.
I was like, we couldn't get Fraxium. I was like, I really wanted Fraxium here. Like, why couldn't it be Fraxium?
Yeah.
Look at that shot. This is what you get.
This is because we can't get nice things apparently. Maxine Dupree does remind us that Alpha Academy did get a win over the New Day in 60 seconds last time that they wrestled in 2024, and she told New Day to put the titles on the line tonight. And this leads to Wood saying no, but Dupree asked if the Minutemen were scared of I love that she called them Minutemen, and of course Pat McAfee, wanting to sound hip, had to make a reference. They don't want no 1 minute men. So
grown.
But that was enough. Just calling them a Minuteman was enough for the New Day to accept their challenge, and the match was on. But just as it was about to be on, the lights cut off, and then we hear some new music, and a graphic shows up on the big screen, and it's none other than Rusev. Big pop for Rusev coming out here. He enters to a new theme song, but still gets the big pop. He comes down to the ring, and the New Day bail. He's left in the ring with Alpha Academy, so of course he attacks them. We get the Mashka kick to Otis. We also get Tozawa, who comes off the top rope for a crossbody. He catches Tozawa and lays him out with a big Uranagi. He then drops Otis once again with the Mashka kick, and then he says Rusev crush, stomps on his back, on Otis's back, and then applies the accolade. As Michael Cole says that the accolade is back, the fans are chanting loudly, Rusev Day, Rusev Day, Rusev Day. So big reaction for Rusev for his return here, but goddamn, I don't have a lot of faith in this. This was the other thing on the show where I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this, because I said this with the Jey Uso and Gunther rivalry. Involving Alpha Academy defined it down to me to a mid-card feud. Having Rusev come out and beat up a couple of mid-carders, it's just like, oh, okay, so you're just going to be a guy here. You're not going to be in a higher position than how you left WWE. I'm not saying it was the wrong decision. I'm just saying there probably is a better way to have Rusev return than him beating up Alpha Academy, because I don't care. JJ, what did you think about this?
I didn't like anything about the segment.
Oh, come on.
I just the New Day shit is, I need them to have something more prominent. They deserve better than having the shit that is getting thrown at them weekly. Like, they're literally getting dealt chicken shit every single week. Like, there's no excuse for the shit that's coming their way weekly, and they're trying to turn it into chicken salad, but it ain't working. The shit is just too strong. The stench is too strong, so they just can't get over it. And then every time you hear that fucking Alpha Academy music, it already nukes the segment. The segment's already nuked as soon as you hear them. No matter what comes out of their mouth, unless it's literally Otis by himself, as long as he got them two fucking buffoons with him, Otis ain't never gonna be what the fuck Otis should be. Like, it would have been fine if it would have been Otis, but having those two buffoons ruins the entire fucking thing. And I was like, okay, this moment clearly is now all about the return of Rusev. So I was like, okay, I can kind of deal with this. But then the fall guys are Alpha Academy. So it's like it goes back to the shit. And it's like, all right. You know what? This is a return to just beat people up. So this is not going to, hopefully, if this motherfucker has a match with Akira Tozawa next week on Raw as his return
It
match,
is absolutely going to be that.
Don't fucking say, oh, they're doing something good with Rusev. Because every time, whatever Alpha Academy touches on the television screen gets turned to shit. And y'all know this. Look at how much we were dogging the Jey Uso fucking promo until they were removed completely. They get inserted in the New Day shit, dilutes New Day. Rusev's here, gonna dilute Rusev. Like, no, they belong on main event. They belong in NXT. They belong on LFG. They belong somewhere that is not Monday Night Raw. They do not belong on Monday Night Raw. And I'm mainly talking about Akira Tozawa and Maxine. Because Otis is still that dude, but he is shackled by those two fucking people that is by his side right now. It was cool seeing Rusev. It was definitely cool seeing Rusev after 5 years. But my God, did they do him dirty with that shirt. Like, that
shirt is trash.
Like, oh my God. Like, they just put a fucking text of, they just basically changed the fucking font to John Cena shit and just added some cracks in it, put Rusev, and then the whole shit is spinning of returns. Like
what the fuck is that?
Like a fake ass, like, that bullshit ass shirt that they did for Matt Hardy when he came back.
Yes.
When they did that bullshit with the shit, like, didn't y'all know that shit sucked when that shit happened like 6 years ago? Like, that shit ain't gonna be no better in 2025. All that shit says is returns around it. Like, what? Like, I just cared about it so much less when I saw the shirt, bro. I was like, oh my God. They nuked this shit, and this motherfucker hasn't even had a match yet. I hope he never wears that shit. Please don't ever wear that shirt.
I hope not. Romeo, what did you think about Rusev's return?
I thought the music was kind of cool. It's not as good as his old thing. His old thing was all Bobski. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I thought it was still cool though. His presentation to me, it seemed more of Rusev the Redeemer than Rusev the Bulgarian Brute. I mean, excuse me,
Miro. He looked ripped. He looked in great shape.
Great. Yeah,
he looked great. He looked fantastic. No doubt.
As for where he fits in now, I think he's gonna be like the mid-card Brute that Bronson Reed was, that Braun Breaker was. That role's kind of open right now because Braun Breaker's getting ascended and Bronson Reed's not around. I think he's just gonna be bulldozing through people in the mid-card for now, and that's fine. That's where he should be right now. He should not be. I don't think he should be any higher than that right now.
Not now. Yeah.
Do that. Make him look like a badass every week.
They improve the filler, basically.
Make him look like a badass.
But
have him do all the badass stuff.
Like, my thing is, like, I think that you should be like pushing the guys that you get from AEW. And it feels like lately, the trend started with Andrade, is that quicker and quicker, they're just making these 8 guys who come over from AEW and come to the main roster. They're just making them into guys. They're just another guy on the roster. Andrade's just another guy who he came in hot at Royal Rumble last year, and then he's just not another guy. Penta, I love Penta, and I think they did a great job with him his first 2 months. But like, and I love the 4-way at WrestleMania, but he's like the 5th most important guy in that 4-way. If you go back and watch it, Carlito is more important and had more memorable things in that matchup than he did. And then he loses on this show. Ray Phoenix lost on night 1. These guys are just becoming guys in the rotation. We need one of them to come over from AEW and get a big push or some of these guys who want to go to WWE from AEW now have to rethink it, because they've got to be like, am I going to be above this guy? Am I going to be able to get a push with this guy? Am I going to wind up like Andrade and be upset that I'm there and be making weird cryptic tweets? Like, I don't understand, because it feels like Rusev is going in the direction of Andrade instead of the direction of like a Jade Cargill at the very least. I won't put Cody. Cody's he's the exception to the rule, who got pushed straight to the top. But at least go in the direction of Jade Cargill, of you're protected and you're on a winning streak, and instead of the direction of Andrade of we're going to make you a guy on the roster as quickly as possible.
It's very similar to what they were doing to the WCW guys when they bought the company. Remember when they bought WCW, they had them come out with bangs, and then all of a sudden they just kind of like fell into the shuffle. And the only person that did not fall into the shuffle was Goldberg. He was the only one. And it took them the longest to get Goldberg. And obviously it took them like 2 years to get Sting. But, you know, Sting was a very quick in and out because unfortunate to his injury. But you look at the rest of the guys, like, I mean, Booker T was okay. He was okay. Like, but he ain't win no big championships there. Like,
Booker T eventually won the
world championship when he became King Booker. That shit took like 4 years.
And it took a decade. It took a decade after the whole invasion for them to get Sting.
Yeah, so that's it. So, you know, like, it just feels very, very similar to that. Like, guys that they just buy, that is just, you know, they're getting them from the other company. They come out with and it's very, you know, grass ain't always green on the other side. So it's kind of similar. Like, sometimes it happens on the AEW side, and there's a lot of times it's going to happen on the grander scale of WWE. They come out with this big ass debut, and then about a month later, they're just a part of the card and filler matches.
Listen, there's no hope for Andrade. Andrade's just another guy. He's going to be feuding with Latinos his whole career. But Penta and Phoenix. I will say
that Phoenix has not had a match against somebody that's not a luchador yet.
Penta and Phoenix, I will say that they have been protected in all of their losses that they have, which I think is like, 3 combined or something like that? It's all been.
But it really feels like. It really feels like, and I was in support of them being, you know, introduced separately, and maybe long term that'll be the best for them. But it really feels like they're not going to get a push until they're together.
Probably.
I mean,
that's when they're at their best.
Penta is he's in a decent picture. Like, he's not getting like the shine of the picture yet, but he's at least in the picture. So I'm okay with that. With the Phoenix thing, though, I mean, it's still so early, so I don't want to overblow like what's going on with Phoenix yet. But yeah, like, Phoenix has had literally the same match like 3 weeks in a row. So it's essentially he's had it, and he copy paste like all his TV matches, copy pasted it onto WrestleMania, because his WrestleMania match was no different than the matches that he had on SmackDown.
That was a weird position to be in, though. Like, he was like, taking someone else's storyline and spot.
I would have put Dragon Lee in that position, not Phoenix. He's too new. I don't know. I know you wanted to give him his first WrestleMania matchup, but I'd rather him wait for something better.
So I mean, we'll see. But I you know, it's just now WWE is like stockpiling on people. Like, now they're starting to kind of get oversaturated. So kind of like the same thing that we were talking about with the AEW guys we were talking about that for a couple years, that they were so overly saturated with talent. It's starting to become that with WWE. Like, they have so many people that there's only about 5 to 6 top spots. Like, everybody else is going to fall to the wayside. You can't have 20 top guys. You can't.
It's true.
And one of those spots has 26 dates this year.
26 more. Remember, guys, we got about 130 of y'all watching. Drop the thumbs up. If you're watching us on Romeo's Twitter, you can drop the heart on that and retweet it so others can watch it as well, and sound off in the live chat. Let us know what you thought about Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and of course, send a super chat donation if you're feeling generous and want to have your comment highlighted on screen. We go backstage, and the Judgment Day is celebrating Dominic Mysterio winning winning the Intercontinental Championship, as well as Liv and Raquel winning back the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. When Finn Balor walks in, he got in Dominic's face. Morgan tries to diffuse the situation and says that you said that the only thing that matters is if the title comes back to the Judgment Day Clubhouse. Balor smiled and says, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. He says that he would be with Dom tonight in his matchup against Penta. He then goes face to face with Carlito, who tells him, he was like, it's kind of like we have titles too, right? And Balor then takes a good long look at Dom's IC title before the segment ends. This was funny. I love Carlito. Carlito's the lovable loser.
And Finn is great in all this too, man. He's acting pretty good, Finn.
Yeah, props to Finn Balor.
During an ad break, they air the closing moments of the Io, Rhea, and Bianca matchup, which I said it on the review yesterday. That was the match of the weekend. Best match of the entire weekend for me. And that includes all the different indie shows I watched.
I'll still go the main event on Saturday.
That's second. That's a close second for me. I think I gave both the same rating. I went 4 3/4 stars, but the Io and Rhea and Bianca was the closest that I got to going 5 stars on any match this weekend.
That match can say it's one of the top opening matches in WrestleMania history. Whereas
it's top 3 and it ain't third. It's top 3 WrestleMania openers, and it ain't third. We got Survivor Series 2025 will be in Petco Park in San Diego. So they're going in a stadium for the first time for Survivor Series War Games. So that's a cool note there. And then we get where the show turned around, because I did like the opening hour.
San Diego?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that crowd's gonna suck.
Oh.
We did get, I will say, the first hour, despite my issues with the Rusev return and the Becky heel turn, it was an eventful first hour, and I thought it was the best start to a Raw after WrestleMania. But they really took it up a gear with the next segment as Io Sky, the WWE Women's World Champion, comes out to a good reaction, and she gets on the mic where she says that last night was the best night of her career. She was over the moon because she beat the best there is, and that meant that she was the best there is. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it." Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair tried to forget her, but now nobody would forget her. She was the genius of the sky, and she was the women's world champion. But then she is interrupted by the music of the NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Can I say something real quick? Stephanie's theme is one of the few themes that I recognize as okay, I know who this is. It's coming out.
Yes. As soon as it hits, they're like, as soon as they hit, I was like, oh shit, for real? And I was like, oh, okay, let's go. Vaquer comes out to a huge reaction, a Raw after WrestleMania style reaction for this debut, and she introduces herself to Io as the NXT Women's Champion. The crowd starts chanting La Primera, La Primera. Vaquer called Sky amazing and wanted to show her respect. Vaquer wanted to fight the best of the best, and Sky says if she wanted to fight, then she accepts. Sky suggested that they do the match right here, right now. People cheered at that suggestion, but they loudly booed when Adam Pearce came out to the screen, to the entrance.
I thought he was going to ruin it.
He asks he says Stephanie wants it, Io wants it, but do the fans want it? They loudly cheered yes. So he says this match was official for right now. First time ever. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. This is what I'm talking about. This was the best match on the show. Spoiler alert. Sky early on gets the early advantage of an early exchange between the two, and then hits a tope suicida. But Vaquer followed with a dive off the barricade before they went to commercial break. Coming back from break, Vaquer had control through the break, but Sky made a comeback with a missile dropkick. We get Vaquer avoided a moonsault and then hit a deep dragon screw, a running Meteora for a 2 count. Sky avoided Vaquer's finisher and hit a double foot stomp. The crowd popped for Vaquer as she was able to suplex Io down, and then they cheered for her to do the devil's kiss, the leg scissor head stomp. And I love the crowd not only counting along with the devil's kiss, but they were doing the Booker T. I
thought McAfee was going to do it, but this might have been McAfee's first time ever watching Stephanie Vaquer. You didn't know what was coming.
Yeah, it absolutely was, because he got her name wrong during the match. I don't know if you noticed that.
He butchered her name.
Cole sounded so pissed. He was like, Vaquer. And then, what makes it funnier is that Stephanie literally introduces herself in her promo. My name
exactly. You freaking idiot. They started trading counters until Vaquer applied a cradle for a 2. Sky hit a backbreaker for a 2 count of her own. Stephanie hits a German suplex, but before she could follow through, Sky hits a German suplex, and then Stephanie comes back with a German of her own. They went to the top rope with Io hits a beautiful looking Spanish fly. Io was setting up for a running drop kick when out of nowhere Roxanne Perez comes in, decks Io to cause a disqualification. She was a little late getting in there, but Sky had to run in place and wait for her, so that was a little botch on the finish. But big reaction for Roxanne getting involved, and then some loud boos as Stephanie was confused by Roxanne getting involved here. And then we got even louder boos when we got another debut as Giulia shows up and boots Vaquer right in the face. So a nice little follow-up from Stand and Deliver, where Giulia failed to win back the NXT Women's Championship. Giulia and Roxanne stare at one another, the former rivals, and they decide that they're working together. They attack both Io and Roxanne. It looks like we have a new alliance here between the two former NXT Women's Champions. But then the music of Rhea Ripley hits as Rhea runs down to make the save. For a second there, I did think that Rhea was about to turn heel. Whoa. And they were all aligned with each other because they were all wearing black. But Io,
now that would have been too much. Too much on this show, jeez.
Rhea got rid of Roxanne, but they protected Giulia as she just had a face-off with Giulia. They circled each other. They never touched, and Giulia left the ring. Giulia left side by side with Roxanne as Rhea, with a black eye, sporting a black eye from the triple threat matchup, stared them down. The two former NXT Women's Champions left as Rhea saw the WWE Women's World Championship in the ring. She picked it up and then handed it to Io, letting her know that she was coming for the championship. So I love this segment. This segment got me the most excited on what they're going to do next, because this felt like the busiest and the most exciting that the Raw Women's division has felt in a very long time. And I'm saying that as someone that absolutely loved the triple threat from night 2 of WrestleMania, but this felt like there was so many different characters getting involved. You get Stephanie Vaquer making her debut and not looking out of place, going toe to toe with the WWE Women's World Champion and the best women's wrestler in the world right now, Io Sky. And then you get Roxanne Perez coming back to the main roster, Giulia coming out for her debut and being a heel, which I think is the right direction, because it's a multi-layered heel turn in my opinion, because she's upset at Stephanie for beating her at Roadblock for the title. She's also upset with her for not giving her a title rematch when she could have, when she was given the opportunity to pick her opponent at Stand and Deliver. She's upset at the fact she didn't win at Stand and Deliver, and just a more meta reason, she's upset because Stephanie has made the better transition into WWE than Giulia has. And if you remember Giulia in her time in Japan being the Joshi star that she was, she did not get her rise until she was a heel. The feud with Tam Nakano in Stardom is really where she broke out as a main event star for that company. And I think that's going to be better for her to better transition into being in the WWE environment, is being a heel and being aligned with Roxanne, who could do some of the talking working for her could work out a lot for her, and it helps Roxanne at the same time. And then Rhea coming out to kind of reaffirm that she is still going after the title and still wants to get that one victory over Io Sky. This all worked for me, even though it was a non-finish. I kind of expected it to be a non-finish as soon as they made the match. JJ, what did you think about all of this? Stephanie Vaquer versus Io, and then the involvement of Roxanne, Giulia, and Rhea.
Probably one of my, if not my favorite thing on the show here. This was such a fresh injection that this women's division absolutely needed, and this was so good to see on so many levels. Like, I'm telling you, I could stare at Stephanie Vaquer for like the entire episode of Raw, and I would be completely fine with it. Nothing else needs to happen in that show. Like, my God, Stephanie is, Jesus Christ, that's like women's wrestling crush right there. Like, my God, like that woman is everything. Like, she is so good. She is fine as hell, and she is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Like, and the fact that you put her together with the best, like, my God, like I was just watching that shit, just like silent, not moving, just like this is so good for TV right here. These two are just so good. It's just so good. And they didn't even need crazy promo exchanges and blood beef and all of that bullshit. They just put the work in, and it was just a beautiful display of how great women's wrestling is and can be if done correctly, consistently. And then you get I wasn't, and this is one of those rare times that I was not mad at the non-finish, because getting to see Roxanne and then getting to see Giulia, I was like, yo, this shit about to get spicy in this women's division. Like, I was digging all of it. And then, you know, Rhea had to get her greedy ass in the mix.
Oh.
She had to get her greedy ass in the mix. She's like, y'all all ain't outshining me. I see where this is going. Y'all bitches look like y'all can move on without me. Not yet.
I gotta get my big pop.
Not yet. But
she didn't get pinned.
But this was This was great on all levels. Like, great on all levels. Great to see the tease of Giulia and Rhea. Like, because that, when they get together, my God, that has banger written all over it. Like, there's just so much that can come out of just this one fucking segment that, like, I loved everything about it. And I just want to see more. Like, I just want to see more, and I'm here for it all. Like, and I hope that at some point that we could just kind of, you know, find, you know, listen, Stephanie, I love the fact that you are the NXT Women's Champion. Drop that shit to Jada Parker and stay your ass on Raw. Like, I need Stephanie weekly on Monday Night Raw, bro. Like I need to see that. Like, that was like all bullshit that I've seen for like the past couple of segments was completely washed away when I saw her come out. I was like, yeah, we're in a good place now. We're in a good place.
Romeo, what did you think about this segment?
Fun surprise, man. You get a random Io Stephanie Vaquer match. How can you complain? Like, I can't even complain that there wasn't a finish. That's how much I enjoyed it. It's like, and you know, I don't believe the NXT Women's Champion loses much from losing to a main roster Women's Champ, but this is WWE. This is how they do things. If there's a way they could book it where nobody loses, they're gonna book it that way whenever they can to protect these champions. And this whole thing is just, you know, getting Giulia and Roxanne out there. You see how stacked this women's division can be when a lot of these NXT girls get called up. And if the rumors are true, I don't know if they've officially announced an evolution for later on this year. I've heard rumors about it. I don't know if it's officially announced.
Yeah, they've had rumors, but it hasn't been officially announced yet.
You get all these women with the NXT girls, you could really have a nice card again. The first evolution, I think, was a success. I think it could be even better this time around.
I agree. A bunch of people in the chat saying another evolution PLE. Hopefully it gets announced soon, because they have been announcing a whole bunch of shows in the locations. So And I don't think they have a main roster pay-per-view announced yet for July. So it would make sense for it to go down in July. So we shall see.
That's why Cena won't be around. There you go.
Yep. He's like, the lady got it. The lady's got it. Power Driver Finisher says that's how great that segment was, and I guess the match as well, that the finish was better than just any regular interference finish. Yeah, it was the finish I was expecting when they made that matchup. And Jeremy on In the Weeds, he made a good kind of comparison. This was just like the Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston when they made their match on the Raw after WrestleMania 35. You knew that was going to.
I was there.
Except they actually gave you a matchup before they did the finish. They didn't just go into a tag team matchup like that one. So they actually gave you a 14-minute matchup before they went to the finish.
That bait and switch.
Yeah. And look, and it was great. I'm not mad at the no finish because it protects both women.
Yeah.
Neither woman needed to take a fall there.
Agreed. Next up, we get first we get Pat McAfee during the ad break. He announces that the crowd is 19,262. And then we get Jey Uso's celebration after winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. We get an awesome Jey Uso video package documenting his career, even dating back to the freaking documentary, the WWE Confidential that showed a young Jey Uso when they were interviewing Rikishi, and they had this with like the soundtrack was Macklemore and Tones and I Chant was the song for this. This was beautiful to watch. It goes through the era of the face paint Usos into the whole bloodline era, his friendship with Sami Zayn, into winning the Intercontinental Championship last year, into winning the Royal Rumble in February, and then finally concluding with his win over Gunther at WrestleMania 41. This was beautiful, so well done, and it was so heartwarming. I love this video package, and I hope they play it some more, or they have it available on social media, because it was so well done. WWE's production team, they went out for this one.
Yeah.
And then we get in the arena, Jey Uso making his big entrance to a huge reaction from the sold-out Las Vegas crowd. The newly won a World Heavy Yeet champion. He also wore gold accessories to go along with his gold title belt. He's got a new black and gold champion shirt. I do love when wrestlers wear the champion shirts because it makes it feel more sports feel. The crowd wasted no time when he gets into the ring before chanting, "You deserve it, you deserve it." They also start chanting one more time. So of course Jay says, "Spit it black around again," and he starts yeeting with them all over again. Huge reaction. The people love Jey Uso. Jay gets on the mic and he says, "The World Heavyweight Champion is in your city." He continued, I'm here now, and I've been wanting it since I was a kid, and I'm here now. It was a long, hard road. The road wasn't easy. He gave it all he had to beat Gunther at Mania, and I made him tap out." And the crowd starts chanting, he tapped out," which probably pissed off a certain somebody, which we would see later on in the show. Jay was grateful, so he would show up every day and put the work in like he always had. He told them to say yeet if they were happy to see him as champion, so they did. And then the music of Sami Zayn hits, making his return for the first time since the Elimination Chamber in his unsanctioned matchup with Kevin Owens. Zayn comes into the ring and he immediately hugs Jay before he can even say a word. That gets a big chant from the crowd, who start chanting, "Sammy Uso, Sammy Uso." Sammy gets on the mic and says that it was hard being away for the past 8 weeks or so while Jay was going through everything with Gunther. Missing WrestleMania this year was also hard. Neither of them did well being on the sidelines, and to be honest, Zayn almost didn't come to Vegas at all. But Sammy had to come because he had to make sure he was the first one to stand in the ring and tell Jay how proud he was of him. Jay was not only his friend, he was his brother, and he deserved it. Every single person knew that. He knew that. Jay knew that. Everyone in this building know that Jay deserved it. All the fans chanted and cheered for that. Zayn didn't want to get all sentimental on the Raw after Mania because he said that it was time to celebrate. He told them to hit Jay's music. They get on each corner and they start yeeting with the fans. But then all of a sudden, Zayn gets off the ropes early and he stands behind Jay. You can hear the crowd gasping as he did this, as they all assumed that Zayn was about to turn on Jay because we've
thinking
seen
about his next
so
big
many
hug
turns lately. But Zayn just when Jay gets off of the middle rope, he just hugs him instead. And then the music of Jimmy Uso hits and he enters to join this celebration. You get the great moment in the middle of the ring where Jay and Jimmy give the special handshake to Sammy at the same time. Jimmy and Sammy raise Jay's hand as Jay's music hits again, and they start yeeting once again with everyone for a little while longer and left the ring altogether. This was a nice little segment for Jay. It did go a little too long, in my opinion. The best part of it was the tease of Sami Zayn turning heel. And I think the reason why most fans assume this happened is, one, there's been a lot of heel turns lately. So I could understand them just assuming that we're going to see another one. And two, it makes all the sense in the world. Sammy's whole character, whole storyline for the past year and a half to 2 years has been he's never won the World Heavyweight Championship. He has to win the big one, and he's been getting more and more kind of desperate for it. So you could see a story being that Sammy becomes so desperate and becomes jealous that Jay was able to reach that goal before him that he eventually turns on Jay. But I'm thankful that unlike the Becky heel turn, they are slow burning this because they did that whole setup of him standing behind Jay. It had to be for a reason that this is probably the direction that they're going in. And I hope it is because I think it's a cool story to tell with Jay's title run that can be overarching for a while here. Romeo, what did you think about this segment here?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you just said. And I don't think you have to hope. I think for sure it's coming. We've seen the Sammy interactions with Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross calls the shot, so it's coming. And when it does come, it's gonna hit so good. It's gonna hit so hard. They could really have a lot of fun with this. And it, like you said, it naturally makes sense. You could see Sami Zayn getting that desperate. And, I'm looking forward to it. I thought it was gonna be right there with that look he gave. Good acting by Sammy. We know Sami Zayn's great with the facial expression, so that was no surprise to see him nail that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, at least we got this moment where the three of them celebrating, all one big happy bloodline family, except for Roman, who was there. But of course, Roman can never be happy for Jey Uso. Never be happy for Jey Uso, no matter what he says.
Be happy for anyone else besides himself.
But yeah, what about you, JJ?
JJ, what about you?
I thought it was really nice. Like, I thought it was fine. I think it was something to kind of like try to get essentially the approval and this happened. This man is our champion and we like this guy. And it's like for some reason the internet and then live crowds, they just don't say the same story because the internet all of a sudden gives like 100,000 dislikes to something, and then when they're all in attendance, that everybody's fucking eating. Make up your fucking minds on what the fuck you want to do, you fickle motherfuckers. It's like the dislikers, you're a bunch of attention seekers. That's basically you're a bunch of attention seekers because clearly when that man's in your city, everybody's eating. But all of a sudden when he's not in your city, oh, he shouldn't be champion. I'm disliking that. Like, stupid.
I mean, to be fair, I understand why they dislike the WrestleMania match video because Gunther shouldn't have tapped out.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, sure. But yo, that was the area that I was pointing at when I was like, I think this was I was hoping that this wasn't going to happen because I thought it would have just been overkill.
Oh yeah,
for the show if they would have pulled the trigger there, because it's like, fuck, we already got the Becky one. We had the double turn 2 nights ago. How many fucking heel turns are we going to get in a 48-hour span? So it was like, Jesus Christ, like, yeah, all right, slow your roll with these fucking heel turns for a week at least. Like, geez. So when I saw him there, I was like, don't do this now. Like, not now. Like we just had a bunch of fucking turns. Like, this would be such overkill. Like, let it bleed out for a little bit, because the best friends always makes the best rivalries. So this is going to help Jey Uso's championship run immensely when this happens, because the better championship runs happens when the rivalries are personal, and you ain't getting more personal than this. Like, this is going to be amazing when it happens. But yes, I was so relieved. I was relieved when they pulled back and just it didn't happen. I was like, not now. Let it sink in. Let us soak it in. And then in due time we get it. And then we get our series between Sammy and Jey, because they're gonna have multiple matches. It's gonna have, some stipulations thrown in there at some point. Let us enjoy the smooth sail before we get to that fucking heel turn.
By the way, Sammy already
did really well.
Sammy already showing heel tendencies, because he lied his ass off when he said like he was almost not gonna be in Vegas. He was at the roast on Sunday after the WrestleMania roast of WrestleMania. He was there. So like, he tried to make it about Jey. No, liar.
Hey, he was a part of the roast because he showed up to watch Jey. That's why.
Oh yeah,
he was invited. He was invited after the fact. We get Metro Booming. Yes, Michael Cole's favorite rapper. In the front row, as well as Chelsea Gray and Kai Stokes and Chase Briscoe are all in the crowd. I don't know any of these people except for Metro Booming. Next, you get backstage. You get
a women's WNBA champion, part of the Las Vegas Aces. I'm just trying to put you into some game.
I know
Chelsea's a 3-time champion, and the other one I don't know that well. I know she's a 2-time champion, but I definitely know Chelsea Gray. But she's actually a really good player.
Maybe I'll watch some WNBA this season. Who knows? But we get Logan Paul from in an interview from behind the scenes at WrestleMania, talking to Kathy Kelly after his win over AJ Styles. He doesn't know anything about his manager or Karrion Kross getting involved in the matchup. All he knows that he beat former 2-time WWE champion AJ Styles, and whenever WWE wants to call him to come back, he'll be there to win yet again. Then we go backstage.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I was trying to think of like opponents for Jey Uso. If you're not going to do the Sammy thing right away,
it's Logan Paul. Logan Paul's the first challenger. It's obvious.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, well, Logan Paul's like the only thing that came to mind.
Yeah, that's the whole reason that he won at WrestleMania. Like, I think I said that before the matchup. I was like, I want AJ Styles to win the match, but it does make sense for Logan Paul to win because that will set him up to be a challenger for Jey Uso. Because they're not going to rush into Sami Zayn. Nope. They're not going to rush into Seth Rollins. So Logan Paul is the next best thing.
And the only other thing I thought was a Gunther rematch, but no.
Can't have Gunther lose again. No, that's too much. It's too much.
Gotta have him beat up commentators now.
Especially ones I don't like. Thank you, Gunther. We go backstage to Jackie Redmond interviewing AJ Styles about his loss to Logan Paul, and he says that it was a tough pill to swallow, but he was moving on and planning on bouncing back. Then we get one of the biggest pops of the night, and it's a backstage segment. Karrion Kross is here.
Guy.
and Scarlett they were there to interrupt AJ. Cross wasn't happy about AJ's loss to Logan Paul. He says that Styles is the best of us, so his loss to Paul has legitimized him. Styles says that he didn't want to go back to being the guy that he was a year ago because he hated that guy. He couldn't even look at himself in the mirror. Beating Paul with the brass knuckles would have been a meaningless victory. He didn't want Cross to bring him down with him, and told Cross that if he's so worried about dealing with Logan Paul, how about he do it himself? And Karrion, after AJ walks away, he says, maybe I just might.
I'm very concerned that the Cross is now wearing his hairstyle in the style of me. I'm wondering, am I next? Is he after me now? Holy shit! Because he puts his hair in the style of who he's going after.
You're next, Romeo. You're next.
Oh no!
Great reaction for Cross. He did come up in the Las Vegas area. Like I had people, I think like Rick Ucchino, who was there live. He was like, Cross went from like doing backstage segments to being the most over guy, and I had to remind him. I was like, he basically has owned Las Vegas taken Las Vegas as his like hometown, even though he's originally from New York. But he came up, he was trained, and he lived in Las Vegas for so long. So I'm not gonna take this pop and be like he's over now. If he gets the same kind of pop in the next couple of weeks, then yeah, he's getting over with this character. But we've said for weeks this character has been working, and it was the best part of the build to AJ versus Logan, which didn't have much of a build, but Karrion was doing his best on social media and with these backstage segments. So I was happy to hear him get that reaction, and I was happy with the dialogue between them, because it sounds like we might get a Karrion Kross babyface turn, and I think that he would do great as an anti-hero. That promo he did on the WrestleMania recap was absolutely fantastic. Go out of your way to watch it if you haven't already. Romeo, what did you think about that promo, and what did you think about this segment here?
No, I mean, I got nothing much to really add, except I agree with everything you said there, honestly. And we'll see if this kind of reaction he's getting carries over to other crowds. I think he's earned it. It's worthy of it. We'll see if it continues.
JJ?
Yeah, it was. See, like this was actually solid. Like this was solid between the two, and I like that. AJ is trying to not go back to what he was. He hated that person vehemently, and he hated that person when he looked him in the mirror. And Karrion is now given a mission, and now it's time for Karrion to carry out that mission. But I'm just saying it with all due respect, because I don't want to, get my arm broken or anything like that. But goddamn, Scarlett was fine.
Probably gonna get your arm broken.
Yes.
He follows Romeo. He's probably watching us.
He's seeing this right now. Yeah, it's on my Twitter.
It's already.
It's a compliment to his wife. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. It's just a compliment.
Yeah, you better say that.
You better walk that back. You better walk that back.
I just said it was a compliment. That's it. It's just a compliment.
Mr. Cross.
Mr. Cross.
I saw what that man did to literally. I saw what the man literally did to 2 baseball bats with his legs.
Yeah.
Baseball bats. If you know anything about baseball bats, that's some stiff wood. Pause.
Oh.
Pause. During the ad break, Romeo's turning red. During the ad break, we get.
You see how fast the pause was, right? You see how fast the pause. That was.
That had to be.
During an ad break, we get A-Town Down Under. They're cutting a promo about wanting a shot at the New Day, but they were cut off by the War Raiders. Eric and Ivar were pissed at New Day for stealing the titles, and they reminded them that Raw was war. And yes, they came out to exactly the reaction that you would think they came out to. None at all. But also during this ad break, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say this gives me the perfect opportunity to bring up how at the Hall of Fame, in case you missed it. During Typhoon's speech, he mentioned how sometimes tag teams just don't gel. And they did. The most brutal camera cut to Theory and Waller in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that was
my God.
That was great. That was great because they're not a tag team.
Vicious.
I was not going to watch that 4-hour show. I'm sorry. I've kind of been. I think it was the Undertaker's induction speech that I saw was like an hour long in 2022, and I don't think I've watched a full Hall of Fame ceremony since then. I watched Paul Heyman's introduction last year, but I didn't watch any of this year.
I think you should watch or just have it on in the background whenever you're working on something. Put on Shawn and Triple H at least.
No, I'm good.
Oh my God,
I'm good.
No.
Background
noise.
I'm good. So that self-indulgent prick named Triple H, I'm good. I saw of him on night 1 of WrestleMania. I'm good.
This guy. He's keeping kayfabe alive every day.
I'm sorry.
Self-indulgent prick.
This nigga ain't never getting the finger pointing picture.
It'll have to be photoshopped.
That self-indulgent prick. That's all he is. He's an egotistical, self-indulgent prick, and he's a hypocrite because he always, I'm so humble. I don't want to be on camera. They make me pull on camera. But he's always in the videos. This man's the P. Diddy of professional wrestling. That's all he is.
That's all. Much.
Damn, bro. Why you gotta drag it that far?
I said what I said.
Like,
during the ad break,
videos.
Always in the videos. Always on the stage accepting the awards. This dude is everywhere. I'm good. You self-indulgent prick. I'm done. I'm over it. Freaking Romeo goes, oh, he deserved every minute of his hour and 8-minute. No, fuck that. I ain't wasting my time with that shit.
One of the greatest speeches ever between him and HBK.
The funny thing about what he said about that shit is that he actually made fun of, I think it was Coco Beware or Mr. T's speech.
Yeah.
And he ends up breaking the record for the longest Hall of Fame speech by a mile.
Yeah. It was Romeo says it's one of the greatest speeches ever, and that's why half the crowd was asleep. Anyway, during the ad break,
mostly
we also get Jey Uso, Booker T. That I saw them for sure. They were both asleep, and Booker had to be at NXT at 5 a.m. So he only had like 2 hours of sleep. So he had to catch up on it by sleeping through Triple H's freaking speech that he didn't bring up waiting 30 seconds to pin him at WrestleMania 19.
Quack, quack.
Moment of the night. We get Gunther. He comes out during the ad break, and that segues into after the break. He marches out to the ringside area. The fans chant, "You tapped out" on him as Gunther got right in the face of Michael Cole. He says that you were talking crap about me, and Michael Cole, he got no chill. He was like, it's not my fault you tapped out. It's like, what? Oh my God, Cole, what are you doing? So
did he even say, I can't remember. Did he even say with all due respect before he said that? I think he did.
Yeah.
What did he say?
I think he did. I think he did say with all due respect. I think he said with all due respect, it's not my fault you tapped out. So Gunther makes him stand up, makes him get on his feet. He knocks off his headset. He tries to pull him away. McAfee tries to interject, so he shoves him down. Then he grabs Michael Cole from the announce table. He starts yoking him up. He puts him in a sleeper for like 5 seconds before McAfee is able to come in and try to punch him off of Cole. This leads to security guards and officials coming down. The fans are cheering for McAfee at this point as the officials get between them, as McAfee decides to back off, but McAfee made the mistake of turning his back on Gunther. Gunther breaks free from the officials and security, and he grabs up McAfee, putting him in the sleeper. McAfee's whole crew jumps the barricade and try to get involved. All the officials and security hold him back as officials and security were trying to pull Gunther off of McAfee. He locks him in the sleeper. He gets the legs trapped as well. The fans are eating all of this up. They're booing the hell out of Gunther, who basically killed McAfee how long he had the sleeper on. The fans are chanting, "Fuck you, Gunther," as he eventually, after like 2-3 minutes, finally lets go of the sleeper on McAfee. McAfee is all red in the face. He was completely done after this as the officials escort Gunther to the back as he gets massive boos and "you tapped out" chants. I assumed that McAfee would be out for a while because of this, but he actually got to his feet, but he sold the hell out of this. He sold really hard as officials checked on him. Michael Cole was also there to check on him. Some of McAfee's friends jumped the railing and were checking on him as well. The camera stayed on McAfee through the whole ad break as they followed him up the ramp. He kept stumbling over and selling the effects of the sleeper even more. Eventually, he made his way to the backstage area. After the break, officials followed him as he made his way to the trainer's room. Cole, who feared he suffered a broken nose due to the attack by Gunther, told Adam Pearce tells him that you can have the rest of the night off, but Cole chastises Pearce for this. He says that he needed to do something. He was like, they're announcers and they shouldn't be afraid to give their opinions or have fun. Pearce says that he would take care of it, but first told Cole to take the rest of the night off, and Cole gets the biggest pop of his whole entire life. He says no. He wouldn't allow a bully to stop him from calling the Raw After WrestleMania. Cole returned to the ringside area where Joe Tessitore was at the desk filling in. Joe Tessitore has no tie on, has his blazer off. Cole comes out and he gets a huge pop from this crowd here. They start singing his name, Michael Cole.
That's funny.
This was an absolutely superb angle. This is how you get a heel's heat back. Gunther feels like a deplorable freaking tyrant who only picks on people that can't defend themselves. As he wanted to really choke out Michael Cole here, Pat McAfee tried to step up for his friend, showing how much his friendship to Michael Cole means to him. And in exchange for that, he got choked the fuck out with his friends, adding to the environment because it made it like a crazy scene because they were reacting like it was almost a shoot at it. And then I thought the way that they sold everything, you have Joe Tessitore with no tie on and his blazer off, come to the commentary desk. It made it feel so off script. This was so well done. Gunther gets a whole bunch of heat for this. It sets up Pat McAfee to be the babyface to face him, as we have gone like 18 months since the last McAfee matchup. So he's due to have another matchup here. I can't applaud WWE anymore. I thought that this was the best, the most well done angle outside of the closing segment on the whole entire night. JJ, what did you think about Gunther choking out Pat McAfee?
I never knew I needed it until I saw it. Like it's one of those things that, Gunther is he's gonna be mad at somebody. He's gonna be mad at somebody. He's got to take his frustrations out on somebody. And then Michael Cole got to take his little 28 years in the business ass and get no filter on a man that just tapped out and lost his championship and think there's going to be no repercussions, nigga. Like, the fuck you think this is? This is the world of professional wrestling. You can't tell a man to his face, it ain't my fault you tapped out. I don't give a fuck if you put with all due respect in front of it. All I heard was that it ain't my fault you tapped out. You know what? It's about to be my fault that you about to tap out. and that's exactly, it's like, Gunther just heard fighting words. He just heard fighting words, regardless of who it was, no matter what fucking suit you wearing. I don't give a fuck if you damn near 60 years old. You don't talk to me like that, bro. You don't talk to me like that, especially if you think you can back it up. Let me prove a point to you, motherfucker. And then he just yoked him up, got McAfee out the way, and it was like, okay, all right, McAfee was kind of getting in his face to begin with. And then McAfee threw a little punch. I was like, oh shit. And this crowd, like, he's eating that shit all the way up. Like, this crowd loved it. And then, I was probably one of the only like geeks that saw it. And then I see this motherfucker look like his hand had like some type of skin disease or some shit. This motherfucker's hand was gray as shit. I was like, what the fuck? The fuck are you doing on the commentary tag? And then Gunther yokes his ass up, and then everybody is going after the Pat McAfee show, boys. While one referee and Adam Pearce is trying to get Gunther off, and there's like 40 motherfuckers trying to get the Pat McAfee show dude. And I was like, yo, I'm loving the fact that the fucking showmates fucking try to they showed up. Now they's like, if I'm gonna get my ass whooped, I'm showing out. That's my franchise. That's my job right there, motherfuckers. Nah, y'all can't hurt my paycheck. That's my paycheck you choking out right there, son.
JJ, that might have been the best job WWE security has ever done, holding back those guys.
Yes. Like you and just the sell it just looked raw. Like it looked raw. Yeah. Like Pat's face was purple. Like it was so well done. It just felt like it was like you were like the way they had the cameras, like you were like a part of it. Like you were like witnessing that shit happening. And it was really, really good, man. It was good. And then you get Michael Cole all of a sudden realize that, in between his legs, he got a set of testicles down there. and then tells Adam Pearce, no, I'm not fucking taking the rest of the night off. It's the Raw After Mania. I ain't letting nobody bully me off my show. But if he came back out, your ass would have been in trouble. Because now you got Joe Tessitore out there. Joe Tessitore ain't helping you, motherfucker. So, and then what was kind of like, okay, this is a little extra. It's like Pat McAfee goes into that goddamn dressing room and the entire goddamn fucking security team, his entire show, the fucking people backstage, the cameramen, the fucking podcasters, the YouTubers. It's like 90 motherfuckers in there to check if he's all right. And then Adam Pearce is like, make sure he has water.
Yo, Adam Pearce, you suck. You really suck.
Like, thank you, doctor.
But Gunther, oh my God, the ingredient of Gunther just made that whole element and sequence so amazing. And the fact that Gunther is becoming just this unfiltered fucking monster, I am loving it. Loving it. And now the fact that he don't got a championship, he can kind of do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but I think that this is going to be a segue into Gunther versus Goldberg. Football player making the save for the other football player. Romeo, what did you think about Gunther attacking McAfee?
Yeah, we are so back with Gunther. Gunther the murderer. Good heel shit, picking on the commentary team. Cole was outstanding. This was good stuff. And Cole, this is going to be whenever this match happens, I'd imagine Backlash, right, guys? You think it's Backlash? This is the match?
No, that seems like too soon. Yeah, that seems like too soon. I think you can go to like Money in the Bank to set up. Like I said, I think that it's going to be the McAfee matchup, and then right after that would be the Goldberg matchup. So I could see Goldberg being at SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, whenever it is, Cole will have a chance to have a lot of fun on commentary, being passionate about this match for his boy. So, yeah, this is all good. I'm fine with it. Let's go. Yeah, Cole was great. Cole was so good.
He was so good. He
really was.
I was like, go ahead, Michael Cole.
On all parties, that shit was good on all ends.
Like boys. See, after I ripped him apart for being a self-indulgent prick, he's still a self-indulgent prick. But since Triple H became the head of creative, I have to give him credit for how much reverence they have added to Michael Cole as a character, as the lead commentator. They really made him into this JRS legend at the commentary desk. And that's been, and you saw that here with what the type of reaction that he got for just going back to the desk. And it's been such a long time since they involved the commentary team in an angle like this. It goes back to like JR and the King used to be involved in angles with like Stone Cold, with Triple H, with Taz, but like this felt like that type of vibes here.
And it's with a major player too. So that's what makes it even more like gripping, is that it's with such a big prominent star in Gunther.
And Cole in return, SB3, I'm sure you've noticed this. He's been the one that's propped Triple H on this huge pedestal more than anybody else has. Because the Triple H era, he's always got compliments about him more than anyone else. He's in return.
Much everybody that works for that man has been glazing.
Well, Cole is the head glazer. The head glazer.
Here's the glaze, sir. We get Cole. He's out there and he's periodically coughing to sell the sleeper, which was amazing. Great touch. Great. I'm okay. I'm okay.
I mean, his face was still red going backstage.
We get up next the Intercontinental Championship up for grabs. Dominic Mysterio with Finn Balor and Carlito in his corner versus Penta. Penta comes out to a good reaction from this crowd, but goddamn does this Las Vegas crowd love Dominic Mysterio. They love him so much. Dominic was in control through the commercial break, but Penta came back. He after the break, he hits a Canadian Destroyer. Balor tried to encourage Dom, but Penta wiped him out with a Hurricane Rana off the apron. We get Carlito distracting the referee when a returning JD McDonough shoves Penta off the top rope. Dom hits the 619 and then the frog splash for the pinfall here to pick up the victory over Penta to retain the WWE Intercontinental Champion. As soon as he sees JD McDonough raising the hand of Dominic Mysterio in the ring, Finn Balor looks so confused. He's like, what the hell is going on? He feels like he's in a different world as Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez joins the rest of the Judgment Day in the aisleway celebrating. Balor seems surprised to see McDonough, but very reluctant to celebrate with everyone. But yeah, it should be noted, Penta has one win in his last 6 matches on WWE television. Just want to put that note in there. But yeah,
well, protect Dominic again. This was a vintage Judgment Day finish. Vintage.
Yeah, Dominic Mysterio winning, I thought was the right move because I know there were some people who were in the building that were scared he was going to be another one-day title reign victim here. So that would have been the wrong move. So I'm glad
2-on-1 show would have been crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, that would have been overkill for sure. But what did you think about this match, Remy?
I'm happy for Dirty Dom. He's getting all this love, all this appreciation. He's earned it. He's done well in his role. And yeah, the match was, this was a vintage Judgment Day finish. JD McDonough doing what he does best. And this Judgment Day should all be one big happy family, right? One big happy family. Look at all the gold they got. They got the whole crew back together again. And Finn continues to play this brilliantly. He's like, I didn't know this was happening. Did you guys know? Like, nobody told me. Nobody gave me an email, a text, nothing. Didn't see it coming. Add more intrigue to Finn going forward with the Judgment Day.
Yeah. I thought this match was just kind of there. It was more of an angle for JD McDonough to come back and to continue the rivalry with Dom and Finn. JJ?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, the match happened. Like, it was cool. Like, nothing special. But I was really happy to see JD McDonough return. Because that was just some nasty work that happened to him a few months ago. So just good to see him back and being healthy and just being in the mix again. So I was really, really just happy to see that. And yeah, like Finn is feeling like an outcast, but is an outcast to his own doing. Like, he's the one that's being the weirdo out of the group. When everybody just wants to celebrate, he is acting like he's being made unaware of these things that's happening when he's the one that's not around them. He's the one that's not talking to them. He's the one that shows up late, but then he's supposed to be in the know of everything. Like it's so brilliant that he acts, he plays like a group victim when he outcasts everyone else and then realizes that he's making himself an outcast, but doesn't think that he's an outcast, that he thinks he's still in control of them. But dude, everybody's being successful except you. Even Carlito was getting moments of the night.
I like if they try to like convince JD and Finn, like, okay, like you guys go for the tag titles again, like so we could really all have gold except Carlito. Carlito feel like he has gold anyway. He's got a golden apple. But and then Finn like is not really up for it. He doesn't want the tag titles again. He wants Dom's belt. I don't know. We'll see.
That'll be a
him and
good
JD
good
could, yeah,
story.
that would be good timing for him and JD to go back after the tag titles.
Yeah.
Like that would be that. See, now if you're building a little bit of steam with this Judgment Day shit, why not go after the tag titles?
JJ is
Like,
not
it's
gonna
like-
believe that picture if they all have belts except
That
oh,
would
man.
be that would be magic right there to literally have like 5 champions in one group. Like that would be crazy.
It should be JD and Carlito. Just have Finn with the
Yes,
only one,
it
not the
should.
Could you
champion.
imagine? Like they have the tag match and then fucking Finn gets hurt and then Carlito replaces him and then the entire group.
Gold.
That would
But
be
you
so
know,
good.
You can always go get the championship on speed.
And then Carlito could bring up that line again that he used earlier. It's like it feels like we all have gold, Finn. Yeah.
No, then Finn could just go after the world championship. Jey Uso needs guys to beat.
He just said,
it ain't gonna work.
What else?
It ain't gonna work.
But then we get the main event segment. Seth freaking Rollins comes down to the ring with Paul Heyman escorting him there. He comes out to his usual music, which definitely pissed off Romeo. So, of course, the fans are singing along. Rollins stood still in the ring for a while as the fans settled down and stopped singing. They didn't seem to know what to do with themselves as they went from singing his song to then cheering for CM Punk to cheering OTC, followed by fuck you Heyman. Eventually, Paul Heyman, after Seth puts his hand out, hands him the microphone, and he says very accurate lines. As he says, he took a wise man from Roman Reigns, and he stole CM Punk's best friend. He was a visionary. He was a revolutionary. He was the winner of the main event of WrestleMania. He was. And then the music of CM Punk hits. Punk comes out and he's already taping his fists. He storms to the ring and he starts brawling immediately with Seth. He got the better of Seth in the corner until he sees that Paul Heyman was sneaking up behind him. He grabs Heyman, which leads to Seth getting the upper hand on him as he rakes Punk's eyes and drags him down to the mat. With Punk on his knees, he hits him with the curb stomp and then stands tall over Punk. The WWE did this well because they show like the lower third. It looks like they're running out of time because they're already at like the 10:45 mark of the show. So this is way past the usual time that Raw on Netflix usually ends. But Paul Heyman grabs the mic and he says that they would conclude WrestleMania 41 weekend by propelling the news all the way to WrestleMania 42. There is a new, reigning, defending, undisputed #1 top star in the entire industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins posed and it seemed like the show was over. They already showed the trademark graphic, already showed Triple H and Lee Fitting as executive producers. But then the music of Roman Reigns hits. This, even though we got a return and a heel turn and debuts on this card, I think the biggest surprise of the entire show is that Roman isn't on vacation.
I was shocked too. Trust me, I was shocked too. I was stunned.
Rollins dumps Punk from the ring. Roman storms the ring. Rollins goes after him, but he ducks and then he hits him with a spear. He then wastes no time and he hits a Superman punch on Paul Heyman to a huge pop from this Las Vegas crowd. He then rips his shirt off, but they did this is the red herring with WWE, and I'm giving y'all the heads up. You know something's about to happen when they do a zoom in shot of anybody. When they do a zoom in shot of anybody and you hear rumbling, you know something big's about to happen because they do the zoom in shot of Roman as he gears up. He does the woo-wah as he's going to spear Heyman. And then out of nowhere, a hooded figure comes in and suddenly spears Roman. He takes off the hoodie and it's none other than Braun Breaker. Huge pop for Braun Breaker here. Rollins comes into the ring and he acts like he's surprised, but it was all a swerve. Punk returns to the ring and Breaker runs past Seth and hits Punk with a spear. Rollins starts laughing and then he embraces Braun as it all seems to be put together. Braun Breaker is the new Paul Heyman guy. Breaker, he then tells Breaker to go out to ringside and grab Roman, who had rolled to the floor. He sets up to spear Roman outside the ring, but Roman instead punches him with an uppercut. Braun sells it a bit, but then he runs around the ring. He hits him with the super spear through the barricade, killing Roman Reigns. He even whispers to him to check on him because he hit him so hard with that damn spear.
You want to keep your spot, this nice little spot you got just now. You better check on Roman.
Rollins tells Breaker to bring Roman back into the ring. They force Roman to watch as Rollins hits Punk with the curb stomp. He then follows up by hitting Roman with the curb stomp. And the newest faction, the newest heel faction in WWE is born. A new dangerous alliance as Paul Heyman stands center ring with Seth freaking Rollins and Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman has his next big thing in Braun Breaker. This final segment was absolutely fantastic. This checks all the boxes in a hot closing angle for one of the best Raw After WrestleManias of this decade. You get Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. They didn't get to even explain how this whole relationship came to factor, because you get Punk coming out. He tries to bum rush him, but he immediately gets disposed by Rollins. You get the big surprise of Roman. Roman looks like he's about to get revenge, and then Braun Breaker comes through, but it checks all the boxes because it gives you a new top heel faction that has really been a void in WWE since the Bloodline was over after War Games last year. You get a new top heel faction with Paul Heyman as the centerpiece, and Seth Rollins gets elevated to the top heel on Monday Night Raw. But most of all, you're elevating Braun Breaker to the main event scene. So he's going to be the breakout star of this new faction. Seth Rollins gets to be the centerpiece for a while, but Breaker is the guy that is really getting the elevation. So you get a new top heel faction, you got a new top heel in Seth, and you got a new top future heel in Braun Breaker, all at the same time. Sets up multiple different matchups like Roman and Punk versus Braun and Seth. You get Seth versus Roman is still a money matchup. Seth and Punk can extend their rivalry a little bit longer as well. In the future, you're gonna get Braun and Seth when eventually Braun wants to usurp him, and Heyman has probably met his fill of Seth, where he's gonna have the next big thing already in the waiting for him. And Braun versus Roman. That's a money matchup right there in the big. That's your SummerSlam, your WrestleMania right there. That is perfection. This was so well done all across the board. I love this final segment, and it just makes you ask the question of who's next to join the Dangerous Alliance? Who's next to be? Is it going to be Becky Lynch? Is it going to be Nathan Frazier, since he has the relationship with Seth Rollins? Is it going to be Giulia and Roxanne? Are they going to join up with this crew? Is it going to be Austin Theory? He got an endorsement from Heyman back in the day. There's so many different people that you can involve in this to make this a bigger faction that can have so many threads across Monday Night Raw. This is the thing that this show needed to put it over the top as the best Raw After WrestleMania in a good 8 years. So well done. JJ, what did you think about the final segment here?
This was you know what? I'm gonna show some appreciation to Triple H too. So I guess I'm adding to the glazing here. I'm gonna say that this man watches Rated Raw Review and he watches True Heel Heat, because there's been countless times where we have not endorsed Braun Breaker being a babyface. We did not want it. We didn't want anything to do with it. And we were clamoring for something to happen for this guy, for something to happen for this man, because he was just basically an IC champion on the shelf.
Yeah.
And my God, the payoff can't get any bigger than this. Everything about this was just phenomenal. Like, we didn't need to hear CM Punk talking. He just went straight to the scrapping. You know, we got the teaser of touching Paul Heyman, you know, getting that slither of somewhat almost revenge, but obviously that gets left laying, which is why Heyman left your ass, because every time you get interacted with Seth Rollins with Heyman involved, you get left laying. So
I said it earlier. He looked like a Robin. He did not look. Roman at least got some offense in.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? We ain't see no go to sleeps. We ain't see no knees. We ain't see nothing else. We just saw you got a few fists in, and that's what happens with Robin when he gets taken down. He gets a few pum pum pows, and then he gets pop out. And yeah, I was not expecting my tribal chief there. I was not expecting that at all. No. So that was so I was like, yo, my man he's not on vacation. I thought he was definitely on vacation, and then he came out, and that was obviously a really good exchange, fired up and everything. Like, everything just worked so well. And you kind of hit it on the head when they put that extreme close up on someone. They don't want the camera to catch any glimpse of who's coming. They don't want the camera to catch any of it. But it's like, who is it gonna be? And then you see that fucking spear, and then this fucking Bron. Like, I was like, yo, this is so fucking dope. This is so dope. Seeing the pairing of Seth and Bron, and then Bron is made to look like a top heel, a top monster. What he did to Roman fucking Reigns, our tribal chief, basically killing that man, putting him through the fucking barricade. Like he looked so strong coming out of this. And Seth is going to be that fucking that he's going to be on top of the world again, that kind of like that corporate visionary, but without the corporate. So I am beyond here for all of it. I can't wait to see what the fuck happens next. This was so well done. Paul Heyman is a fucking master. He's a master at putting this shit together, and when he does it right, it is gonna bleed perfection. And this bled perfection because you got the best ingredient possible. You got Bron Breakker out of this. And the matchups that he is gonna end up having from aligning with this is gonna be magical. Like, my God, every fucking match that this man could be involved with could headline a pay-per-view. Like, this is gonna be so dope. This is gonna be so good. I am here for everything of it. And yeah, to have them having CM Punk and Roman Reigns laid out to end the show, you man, beautiful sight to see. I fucking loved it.
Romeo,
great segment that set up at least the next year of television, possibly even more. There's this great video online of like post this segment where like Punk and Roman are just looking at each other. Like, Roman's leaving, they're sharing these looks. They don't say a word. They're looking at each other like they know what needs to be done. We got to put our differences aside if we're gonna stop this. And that says in itself how big an addition for Bron Breakker, adding him to the mix. How big a star he's gonna become, because Bron, it's all right there in front of you. Do not do anything stupid to ruin this. Be an angel in all the interviews, social media. Don't even look. Don't even touch it.
no.
If you just show up to work and do your job to the best of your ability, you are a made man for life. For life. They got you set up really good here. Don't mess it up.
This is the rocket. This is the proverbial rocket that they talk about. This is the rocket. You just saw it live last night.
I hope they add more. I would like to see, tag team added. a woman added. Make it a real stable, real faction.
Yeah,
with all the pieces. I think you're set up
like the Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah, I think you're set up. I think this is your War Games match in some way, somehow, some way. This is half of the match right here. So great for Braun, Seth. I hope they come every week and they get the boos. I don't want them to be a cool faction. I want them to get booed and be top heels, true heels, so to speak.
Roman just don't want to hear the song singing no more.
you can't cheer Roman and Punk and then be like, oh, like it makes no sense. Keep the same attitude. Be consistent.
Yeah, I'm over it. Please don't do that.
Change the theme, please. And you got to come up with a cool name for the group. Cool name.
I wouldn't mind Dangerous Alliance 2.0. Why not?
I wouldn't mind either.
Matthew Rodriguez saying, Heyman faction, I want your thoughts. 1, Seth Rollins. 2, Bron Breakker. 3, Becky Lynch. 4, Mariah May when her contract expires as the protege of Becky. And 5, Nathan Frazier as the protege of Seth. Thoughts? I don't like Mariah May in this. No. If you think that Mariah May's going straight to the main roster, then all the power to you. I don't see it. I don't see that. I think that they're going to put her on NXT to start. And I don't think you don't need more than one female in this. I think that if you have Becky, that just makes sense. That can work. And then you could put another young guy like your Nathan Frazier. If you want to put Axiom turns with him, that I wouldn't mind that because I think they would be better suited as a tag team at the start. But I think that everybody except for Mariah May works from your booking idea there, Matthew.
Agreed. If you have two women, get ready to feud with the Judgment Day, buddy. Get ready to feud.
Man, I don't want that.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
Usually the factions usually carry 1 star female. Yeah. So I mean it would look different. But yeah, I wouldn't think Mariah May would be that person. Like, 1, she's not very globally in like the WWE world known yet. So it would just, she has to get broke. She has to like go through the ropes of, she's got to go through NXT first and foremost.
Yeah, she don't fit in personality wise. It doesn't fit in.
Yeah,
like I said, Giulia would make all the world
fits in personality wise.
If they didn't have the the combination with her and Roxanne, Giulia on her own, that makes sense because she's gonna need a mouthpiece. She can be like a hired assassin or like a female enforcer for them. This hard hitting Joshi warrior for them. That makes sense. Mariah May immediately after she comes to the company? Nah, that doesn't make sense to me.
No. Yeah.
Hey, not a bad shot though. 4 out of 5, not a bad shot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. 4 out of 5 ain't bad at all. Venom Hernandez says best Raw after Mania, hands down. I wouldn't say best Raw after Mania, just the best Raw after Mania in a decade. It's been a while. It's been a while. I don't think this is the greatest
time.
Yeah. This is definitely the best one in a very long time. And this is what I don't want them to be. I don't want it to just be these two. That's not a faction. That's the tag team. That's not a faction. Heyman is the mouthpiece. He's the mastermind. You need more people to be an actual faction.
And Braun isn't there yet to be called 2-man power trip. Like when they had 2-man power trip, it was literally the top 2 guys in the company.
Yes.
So like
you can make more.
Breakker will get there, but he's not top 2 guy in the company yet.
You can make more than just Bron Breakker with this group under Seth Rollins' learning tree, so to speak. And you're also going to need a fall guy because like Bron Breakker ain't going to be eating no damn pins.
That's why I said I was like. That's why I suggested like Austin Theory.
Yeah,
because this would be a good way to change the trajectory of his career, and he's the obvious fall guy for this whole faction.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, and I did suggest this earlier as well. Giulia and Roxanne joining the group. If you're gonna put more than one female, then have them both join the group because I wouldn't mind either one of them. If you're gonna make this big overarching faction that Heyman's the mastermind and the manager of all these people, it gives them all the rub at the same time.
Just don't make it more than 5 people.
I feel you.
Just don't make it more than 5.
I don't mind if Becky is not in it because I don't think Becky needs to be in it.
She doesn't need it.
I understand if she is, but I'd rather she's not.
Yeah, I don't think Becky needs it either, but it would be different from her. I think that we're going too close to her original big time Bex heel run. If it's just her by herself, this would make it instantly different from her first heel run from a couple of years ago by putting her in this dangerous alliance.
It'd help her in her heel run, but I'd rather you just help someone who would need the help more. You know what I mean?
That's fair. But yes, A+, 5-star segment, but we're going to give our ratings for the whole entire show. Let us know in the live chat, what was your match of the night? We'll give moment of the night as well, because this was a moment show. Moment of the night, MVP and LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, out of 10, what did you give the show? And final call for super chat donations. Appreciate all of y'all for showing us so much love in the chat, for sure. We appreciate that. We do have one here that I didn't get before, I believe, from Chuck Berries, who says, I would have rather seen Lyra Valkyria turn on Becky for ruining her spotlight. Becky ruined her run as Lyra 2 belts. I'm just saying, you can't do that because Lyra was the one that lost. You can be mad at her for stealing the spotlight, but I don't think Lyra is going to be that effective of a heel. I think she's a natural babyface.
It's tough because, like I spoke on earlier, I think Becky's going to still get cheers over Lyra, and I don't think it's going to work out. But so I wouldn't mind trying the other way, but it is what it is now. No going back.
That's fair. But that brings us to our ratings. Let's put our thumbs in the middle for the April 21st, 2025 Raw After WrestleMania in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from all of us. Romeo, out of 10, what do you give this show?
9.3. There's only a few things. The Becky heel turn rushed. Maybe the other matches besides Io and Stephanie could have been, much better. But as far as like storyline direction, surprises, returns, setting the table for things to come, delivered all of that. Moments, big angle at the end. Huge show creatively.
JJ?
I'm going to go 9 out of 10. I'm going to go 9. This is a hell of a way to start the year. Yes, they had some little shits in the middle there, but from the meat of understanding what we got out of this show, this is going to catapult a hell of a start to the new year for WWE. And a lot of the things that they did in this episode, they absolutely crushed it. So besides like the couple of little nuanced things that took place, like that didn't hurt it as much as like talking about all the good stuff. So as a whole, yeah, I'm giving the show a 9.
Yeah, I'm right there with JJ. This is an easy 9 out of 10 show. Other than the very, very rushed booking with the Becky Lynch heel turn and not the best return for Rusev, this is pretty close to a perfect show. It really picks up from the Io and Stephanie Vaquer part of this. And I think that if it had a great match on the show, I'd be able to ignore the rush booking on Becky and the not so great return of Rusev. If it had one more match that was great on it, it's a 10 out of 10 show. But for now, I would give it a 9 out of 10 show. Easily the best Raw After WrestleMania in the last 10 years.
Yeah, almost a decade, yeah.
And the best Raw Netflix episode.
Oh, easily.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, easily. The best ending of a Raw on Netflix and the best overall show Raw on Netflix so far.
SP, I don't think we went higher than 7.5 since it's been on Netflix so far.
I think me and Romeo, the beginning, maybe the second episode with Penta's debut was like an 8.5. I think that's the highest though. So yeah, This is easily up from even the best episode of Raw on Netflix. Top Guy JJ, what was your match of the night?
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Stephanie and Io.
Agreed.
Romeo?
Agreed.
Yeah, unanimous. That's it. That's an easy one. Moment of the night, I'm gonna go with the New Dangerous Alliance. Romeo?
Yeah, especially what it means going forward and for Braun Breaker's career. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to top. That's gonna be a moment we remember for a while, unless they F it up.
JJ?
That's gonna be hard.
That's unanimous. There's a lot of good moments from this show, but that's unanimous. Yeah, the ending.
MVP for the show, I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker. JJ?
I'm gonna go with Paul Heyman.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go with Braun. Like I said earlier, he is a made man, so to speak. Just don't ruin it.
Please don't ruin it. And then we got LVP for the show. There's a lot of choices for me, honestly. I'll be honest. Either I could have gone with Alpha Academy. Might just do that. I could have gone with Lyra Valkyria losing the title after one day. Could have gone with the New Day for running like little bitches. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alpha Academy. They as soon as they came on screen, I was like, why are you here? JJ?
Yeah, it's Alpha Academy for me. Alpha Academy is the reason why the show lost a point. Like they're the reason why this is not a 10 of 10 show. They literally took off an entire point for me. Because it not only ruined the New Day segment, it ruined Rusev's return.
It's a double whammy.
Damn.
They made it a shit sandwich where you had good New Day's the new champions, good Rusev's back, but Alpha Academy's here.
Exactly. You got bread, and then they put tar in the middle.
Romeo.
I'm just gonna spread the love all around. Alpha Academy, New Day, Lyra, and I'm gonna add Pat McAfee's friends not being able to get past weak ass WWE security.
Bro, there was like 20 guards, bro.
How much do you love Pat McAfee? Not enough.
Focused on non-athletes.
There was more people trying to stop McAfee's crew than it was trying to
pull Gunther. I ain't gonna fuck with that guy. I'll mess with these guys.
A referee and Adam Pearce was the only ones trying to get Gunther off, and it was a female referee.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, that's funny. All right, we've made it to the end of this Raw After WrestleMania review. Appreciate all of y'all for joining us live. You've been awesome. We appreciate y'all for that. Romeo, Top Guy JJ, always appreciate talking about Monday Night Raw with y'all. We'll give the floor to JJ first. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, when they might see you again.
Instagram, you can find me at TrueHit_Top Guy JJ. And on the YouTube channel, I believe in about 2 weeks, I will be back on the flagship podcast, True Hill Heat. If I got it right, I believe that is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Or is that May 3rd? May 3rd, I think.
I think it's May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Yeah.
May 3rd, the day before May the 4th be with you. And I think next week I should be able to make the Rated Raw review for the second Raw After Mania. I think I'm off, so I think I should be good for that. So yeah. So I'll see y'all in the spiffy. See y'all pretty quickly.
Romeo
Adamas, all social media. We'll see if we do anything for the NFL draft Thursday night. Watch along, maybe. I know for sure Chase and John are going to do a preview at least Wednesday night for you guys. And yeah, I mean, good luck SmackDown. Trying to do the SmackDown after Mania. I know they at least got the return of Aleister Black, at least. And they'll have John Cena, Randy Orton. We'll see what they do creatively to set up SmackDown going forward. That should be interesting.
Damn, they got a lot to live up to. I feel bad for them. 3-hour SmackDown. We'll see what happens on SmackDown. Of course, we'll be talking about it this Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. The True Hill Heat flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 326. It will be myself, True Draw Josh, and of course the return of Miss Chrissy Love. But not only that, our special guest this Saturday, is you. Yes, you. We're having a special call-in episode of the True Hill Heat flagship podcast because we want to hear your thoughts live on screen with us about WrestleMania and the end of WrestleMania weekend. We'll be talking about WrestleMania 41 night 1 and night 2. We'll be talking about NXT Stand and Deliver. We'll be talking about the Monday Night Raw after Mania, as well as the SmackDown after Mania and NXT after Mania, AEW Dynamite and Collision. But we will be putting the link in the chat. Yes, we're going to be talking about that Rock interview as well. So we'll be putting the link in the chat. I'll ask Romeo to make the chat just for our subscribers, but you guys can join us live on screen with us for True Hill Heat 326 special call-in episode. We'll have a few of you on screen to talk all about WrestleMania 41. So you can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Join me live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, for our Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom preview. I'll be joined by Scott E. Wrestling. I'll be here on Thursday for AE Ramble, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, to review AEW Dynamite in our regular time slot on Thursday. And Friday, we got our TNA Rebellion preview with special guest Cresta the Star joined us back-to-back weeks. So a lot of content to enjoy. The grind never sleeps here on True Hill Heat. But thank you everyone for joining us for this special edition of Rated Raw Review. For Romeo, for Top Guy JJ, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 64, A Dangerous Alliance. We are signing off until next time.